Guys, how's it going? Hello everybody. How are we doing? Guys, welcome to the broadcast. It is May 6th, 2026, and I'm here. Oh man, today's gonna be fun. Today's gonna be interesting. What is up with your Letterboxd? We'll talk about that. We will definitely talk about that. How is everybody doing? It's good to be here. It is fantastic to be here. One last time before I leave the country for a little bit. We're gonna have fun today. We're gonna make the most of it, right? Before we get too far into things, I want to say hello to the members in chat today. Hello, Soul Maxwell. How's it going? Tomas Encore. Good to see you as always. Everybody say hello to our mod John as always. He's here. He's here. It's our mod John. That is true. I do pay him. What did he say? $200 an hour, I guess. Yeah. Devin, hello, how's it going? Lucky, how's it going? Mousto, good to see you. Eddie's Roses, What the Falconer, Speechless, and I thought there was one other person. Ellen Mary, Z Manu, Bears Like This Too. Guys, good to see you. Futuristic Stick, Futurist Strick, Mo, how's it going? Yeah, Joe, and of course Joe. Guys, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Gosh, what a week it has been. Today's going to be fun, though. We're going to talk about two movies, as some of you know. We are doing two films to make up for the fact that we'll be missing the next few weeks. We're going to be talking about The Vanishing. I never specified the year. I know that there's like multiple movies called The Vanishing, one of which is a remake of this film, but we're talking about the 1988 film, the Dutch-French one. I hope nobody watched the Jeff Bridges one on X. That's not what we're watching. But, I mean, same story, I guess. I think, kind of. I don't know. We're also going to be talking about Brazil, the Terry Gilliam film, which has been in the poll for, many months, almost a year now. People have been trying to get us to watch Brazil for so long. So it's good to have finally seen it, and I have a lot to say about it. Very happy to have watched that. And then we're also going to be having some fun. I had this idea that I pitched to John, who said it was a good idea. So if this is a failure, then blame John, not me. We're gonna go on Letterboxd, and we're just gonna go through and change posters. We're just gonna look at some movies that have shite posters, and because we have the patron feature, we're just gonna browse what else they got, and make it a better place. We're just gonna change posters. It's saying it out loud. I'm like, what is this idea, man? But for some reason it sounded fun to me. I was like, I love looking at all the different posters, so I think it'll be a good time. Gosh, I don't know why I'm so rusty today. Guys, I don't know if this is a California only joint, but I ordered Mendocino Farms for lunch today, and I've only had it one other time, and it was on my short. It was what we got for lunch. And I decided to get it again today. I got a salad, and it wasn't good. I don't know if this is I don't know if anyone out here has hot takes, any strong opinions on Mendocino Farms, but I thought a salad is supposed to make you feel kind of fresh and clean, and I feel like shit. I feel really bad. So if I'm a little off, it's because of Mendocino Farms. Gosh, what else? I've had a busy week, okay? I've had a really busy week. I went to San Diego for the day. I went to see Snail Mail in concert, which was very fun. My first time in San Diego, never been. It was a good time. It's a good place. I like how close you are to the sea. And I feel like I only saw maybe a sliver of it. I went to this crazy bar, I should say. I went to this, and anyone from San Diego might know what I'm talking about. I'm sure it's a big thing on TikTok. I can only imagine. But my friend who lives in San Diego was like, you need to go to Hotel Lafayette. And it was this crazy, it's a hotel, but then you walk in, and all of the rooms are different bars. It's all these different bars within a hotel. And it's this giant thing, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever been to in my life. It was a zoo, first of all. It was packed. But if you're ever in San Diego, you should go to the Hotel Lafayette. It was crazy, man. I felt like I was in a movie, like an actual movie. There was a hallway that was like bright red, and it literally looked like Climax, and I was like, where are we right now? It was crazy. It was crazy. I usually I don't like recommend bars and restaurants. I'm not that kind of guy, but like that place was worth checking out. The bowling alley, forget about it. There was never a chance you were gonna. What I loved about the bowling alley was like the bowling balls were billiard balls. They were like billiard ball designs on bowling balls. Life's a movie, man. Life's a movie. It's expensive though. It wasn't even that expensive. I mean, like staying there, yeah, we didn't stay there or anything like that. You can just go to it as a bar, and I had like a glass of wine and it was fine. I mean, it was a little on the pricier side, but I was kind of like, for what this is, I think it's fine. I think this is fine. I think we'll let it slide. Lots of ball talk. I mean, yeah. There's a lot going on in the basketball world right now. No, I'm tapped out. I don't know why I started something I have no business talking about. I don't actually know what's going on there. Billiards tag is the funniest tag. Hey, it really, like, I think it's funny because of the fact that I don't really have a whole lot of other tags. But I love these. I got this inspiration from my girlfriend, Cookie, who's a great follow, by the way, on Letterboxd, who has a lot of these, like, specific tags where it's like if something very specific pops up in a movie, they'll tag it. And I think it's a great way of, like, you should subscribe to their Substack. It's called like Film Buff, but spelled like beef in the French way. But they just had a whole thing about like tagging on Letterboxd and why like looking out for these specific things in movies actually makes it a more active experience. It's fun to look back on like how many movies like share these traits even though they're very different. I'm doing a horrible job pitching this, but like utilize the tagging system. It's much better than the list system, in my opinion. It looks so weird out of context. Well, that's the thing is like, it's just for you. It's just for you. That's why I get a lot of shit a lot of the time because my stuff looks crazy out of context. A lot of people are like, what does with cookie mean? I'm pretty sure Librarian of Northern Lion tweeted about my with cookie tag and fucking made a joke that got like 3,000 likes on Twitter about it. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? Why are we doing this? Sounds good for Burgle. You would think, but actually it's not made my Burgle any better. Anyway, I feel like I'm already getting off track. Max, thank you for the super chat. I love the video you made on airplane movies. Do you have any recommendations for background movies that you can put on as you do chores/clean? That's a great question, as I'm constantly kind of looking for movies like that. Though, like, anything I think is a good background movie is actually, like, a terrible background movie because I end up getting hooked. Like, I used to think Moneyball was a good background movie, but that's literally actually the worst background movie because you'll get sucked in way too easily. But good background movies. I mean, speaking of pool, I suppose The Color of Money is kind of a good one. Paris Blues, another Paul Newman one, just because you get to listen to a lot of jazz. I mean, a lot of like older films that you're familiar with typically have like a nice vibe to them sonically. And so that, in my opinion, would make for a good background movie. Jean Dielman, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. Climax, maybe like, no, not that either. The sounds are too distressing in the back half of that film. Perfect Days, yeah. Perfect Days, I could see that. Breathless, sure. I'm trying to, like, my mind goes to movies with good soundtracks. And so I'm thinking of stuff like, I would honestly, like, because I've seen it like many times and it's I'm kind of numb to it at this point. Like, you could throw on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and just vibe out to the music. I'm seeing Another Round. I'm seeing Breathless, and like, yes, valid. But I feel like international films where it's like I don't even recognize the language. It's like that's just gonna feel weird. It's like I'm listening to people talk in languages I don't understand just in the background. Fantastic Mr. Fox, fantastic background movie, yes. Bullet Train, yes. Bullet Train, kind of a movie that was made to be on TV, like with commercials, that is just supposed to kind of be on in the background for hours on end. That's really the vibe of Bullet Train. That and airplane rides. Jurassic World is a background movie I recently watched. Not good enough for me to want to fully sit down and engage with it, but not bad enough to where I suddenly pause and say, yo, turn this shit off. Yes, exactly. That's kind of how I'm looking at Bullet Train's a bit better than Jurassic World, but it's kind of how I look at Bullet Train too. Like every now and then you're like, oh, this scene is kind of good. But like to sit through the whole thing again is like, yo, you like film at all? I love movies. That's why I've been doing this for so long. Can't stop talking about them. It's the only thing I know how to talk about. Truthfully, I feel like anytime I meet a stranger, and I'm like getting to know somebody, it's like I met someone new for the first time, like a week and a half ago. He was a friend of my roommate, and it was like good and fine. We were like, there's plenty to talk about. But once we got onto the topic of film, because he was a bit of a film guy, just the time got away. Like an hour flew by because it's like once you get me going, it's the best thing to talk about in my opinion. I love talking about movies. I love talking about movies I love, movies that I hate. It's great. Why did you watch Cat in the Hat live action? Speaking of, I'm doing a video. Clearly, I hope that was obvious. That's been made obvious at this point. I'm almost done with it. I have one more film in this video, and I don't know if I honestly love it when I have these streaks of films that are clearly for a video, and people like start guessing what the video is. I get a real kick out of reading them, and so I'm gonna not say what it is. Some of you may already know what it is, but it's for a video. Why I'm watching that, the BFG, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I got one more movie left, and then I can move on. BFG Law gave it away? Really did it? I wouldn't think that would give it away. I would have thought Contagion maybe would have given it away, as that is part of it. It's confusing because it's like, I don't think these were ever properly logged, so you can't see my, now I'm already giving it away. But, like, you need to have, like, been paying attention to my page earlier on to kind of pick up on the pattern that's happening right now. It's not live-action adaptations, but that's a good idea. Someone had a good idea in the comments of my Devil Wears Prada video that I should do, like, a ranking of all these, like, I don't know what to call them, like, new sequels from this decade. Could be interesting. It's a mix of sequels and remakes, though, you know? Are there any movies you think hit better at home? Hit better at home. I've been in such a mood recently where I'm like, nothing does. Like, there's really no movie where it's better at home than it is in a theater with strangers on a big screen. Like, not to sound like every movie person ever, but I'm like, I've just been feeling really passionate about it lately, and I think it's because of Blue Heron. I was like, God, I can't imagine watching this at home. The drama, I can't imagine watching this at home. Super Mario Galaxy, maybe. just so I can, like, you know, walk around, like, remind my body that, like, I'm still here and not just completely zone out, like, do something to remind myself that I'm actually alive, and instead of being stuck in the theater watching that. But yeah, I guess my answer is Super Mario Galaxy. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. That's on the Tony trailer. Okay, yeah. So, oh gosh, there's a lot to talk about also in the news this week. First of all, so funny to do that 2026 releases tier list, only for like so many of those films to be announced as being 2027 now. Like Narnia got pushed back. Something else big got pushed back that I'm like forgetting. And these were all movies where in the thing I was like, this doesn't feel like it's gonna come out. And then like less than a week later, everybody's like, oh, that's actually gonna be 2027. What is this? Harvey, thank you. Sorry, Harvey, thank you for the super chat. Tier list of Broadcast movies. Also, Evangelion. I think for the like 1 year anniversary of the Broadcast, which is coming up like this summer, I think. We'll do a tier list. We'll catch up. We'll catch up on where we're at. But I'm gonna wait until then. Can't believe we've already been doing this for almost a year. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, yeah. Got caught off track. Artificial. Yes, Artificial was the other one. Yeah, no. So where to start? Tony. Let's start with Tony. The Tony trailer dropped. If you didn't know, it's the Anthony Bourdain biopic starring Dominic Sessa, directed by Matt Johnson, also starring Amelia Jones, I want to say is her name. Stavros also in it. Shot by Mike Bauman, DP behind One Battle After Another and Licorice Pizza. A lot of hype. And it looks fine. You missed a super chat a few minutes ago. My bad. 1 second. Did I? Oh, yes. What the Falconer. Thank you for the super chat. Seen Terminator 2, 70mm release later this month. Real Karsteds will know I have not seen Terminator 2, no. So I will be going. If I'm not in Cannes, I'll be there. It's one of those, that and the original Terminator, which I think I did not give the love it deserved. I'm looking forward to revisiting. It looks fine, that film, Tony. It looks like a relatively like standard biopic about Anthony Bourdain, which I think it's messing with my head because it's based off of like a couple chapters of Kitchen Confidential, supposedly, which is a book that I've read. It's one of Bourdain's many books. It's a very entertaining read. He's a great writer. A lot of colorful storytelling in there, and I was hoping, but when I read that book, I get it's a really grimy read. Like it's clearly not. It's a very ugly and kind of edgy time of Anthony Bourdain's life, and I don't really get that off of the trailer quite yet. It feels more like a standard biopic, but also you could argue. I mean, obviously the quickest comparison to make here, as far as like Matt Johnson's work goes, is BlackBerry, which was a product biopic for the BlackBerry and like the history of the BlackBerry, which maybe on the outside, I don't really remember the trailer for that all too well, but like on the outside you see that and you're like, oh, it's just a biopic movie. But then like he clearly knew what he was doing. It ended up being a lot better than anyone was expecting it to be. And you know, I think BlackBerry, he didn't really stray away from biopic tropes all that much. It was at the end of the day a part of that genre, certainly, but it was good, and it looked interesting. It was very funny. I'm not like, I know that like Matt Johnson, when it comes to like being assigned a certain genre or style, he can follow through and make it work. I mean, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is in many ways like, it feels like a classic. I mean, it's based a lot on Back to the Future. Feels like a classic 80s adventure movie. And he nails it, especially in the score. And so I'm like, I think he's just a kind of filmmaker who can get the job done and do it really well. And it's just the trailer, so who's to say? I just wish it was a little bit on the like, I wish there was like a little something more. I don't know what it is I need. Maybe it's a sense of griminess. Maybe it's something a bit funnier, because I didn't find anything in the... And it's not... I guess it's not really a funny movie, but I guess I was just looking for a little bit more out of it. But I'm still extremely excited. I will say, I think the thing I'm less surprised by how it looks based on the fact that it's directed by Matt Johnson, and more surprised at the fact that it's shot by Mike Bauman, where for him, I would expect something maybe a bit more interesting looking. But, like, it looks good. It looks fine. It looks fine. We will see where it goes. Am I a little less excited? Maybe just a tad, but, like, I'm still there. I'll be there opening day. And I'm excited to see Dominic Sessa. I wasn't really sold on his performance at the top of the trailer, but by the end, I think the way he delivers that final line in the trailer where you expect him to say Tony, but he says Anthony Bourdain. And there's something about the way he says it that I was seeing the real Anthony Bourdain in there a little bit. Sorry, I apologize for missing the super chats. I had to get my thoughts out on that trailer before I got too carried away. Spam risk. Sorry. Harvey, thank you for the super chat again. Also, have you seen the Evil Dead Burn trailer? I have not. I have not seen that one. I have nothing to say about that. I'm sure there'll be a million other comments about it, and I'm sorry. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. I need some water. Z Manu, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Appreciate it. Karsten, where should I start with Altman? You should start with The Player. I know that might be, like, controversial to say. Like, maybe some people might be like, The Player, but I feel like The Player is one of his most fun movies, one of his most plotty movies. I think jumping into something like Nashville might make you feel a little overwhelmed, and like it's a bit aggressive. Like, I mean, that's like a capital A Altman movie. So I don't know if you should start with Nashville or even The Long Goodbye, which is it's a bit weird. I mean, I love Long Goodbye and Nashville are neck and neck for like best thing he's ever done. But I think if you're just starting, if you want to get a little familiar with what he's about, The Player is like a really great entryway because there's something very familiar about it. I mean, if you watch The Studio, you'll see, obviously, The Studio is the biggest thing. And it's also just a really entertaining plot. And you get a good sense of what he's about, you know, just off the opening shot of that film, the long oneer. You're like, oh, this guy's a little weird with it. Honestly, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. I mean, that one too. That was technically my first one, though. That was another like film school watch where I was a bit tapped out. I didn't really appreciate. I think technically the first Altman movie that I watched and was like actively watching it as an Altman movie was California Split, which is also not a bad option. It's a nice. Not really the first one that comes up when people talk about him, but like it's a pretty good way to start. It was my birthday. Hey, happy belated birthday. It was my birthday and I just watched Truman Show. Could you recommend me a movie? I liked the movie. I like sci-fi movies. Brazil, man. Fuck it. Brazil is next on the list. If you didn't watch it this week. Hey, happy belated birthday. Did you know Bjork starred in an Altman movie? Which one? His filmography runs deep. I still haven't seen, and this is crazy that I still haven't seen the 2 Paul Newman movies that he did. And that's because I've heard both of them are not very good. So I'm not like itching to get around to them, but I am like, it's Altman and Paul Newman. What am I doing? What is your percentage of Letterboxd top 500 movies seen? That's a good question. Let me look that up. Top 500 narrative feature films. 58%. 292 out of 500. It's not really great, to be honest with you. Should kind of get those numbers up, for being real. What the Falconer, thank you for the super chat. Did Lion or Do the Right Thing hit you harder? Oh, like which one hit harder, you're saying? I think Do the Right Thing. It's really a matter of which one did I watch first, which was Do the Right Thing. And then Lion was definitely, I think Lion has a much, rowdier and intense energy to it, for sure. Whereas Do the Right Thing is like a slow. Do the Right Thing hits so hard because you just you get so familiar with the community and the characters, and you grow to love the world of the film, which is why when things go horribly wrong, it just sucks. It just hurts. Whereas La Haine is just like, ah! It's just really intense. But both are very hard-hitting films, yeah. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Don't have a comment. Just wanted to support my boy Karsten XCX. Thank you. Yeah. That's all we need. Speaking of, I still haven't seen Erupcia. It's been showing at the theaters near. I've been bad. Haven't checked it out yet. I need to. It's only 70 minutes. There's no excuse. It's literally no excuse. Consuming Fanta, thank you for the super chat. I promise I'm not just reading super chats. It's just that they're very consistent today. Thoughts on finishing the year with Nashville? That's a great one to finish with. Without spoiling, it depends on like what kind of tone you want to end the year with, because like the tone of that film, the ending of that film is a bit much, but I'm not going to expand on that. Just go into that with those expectations, that it's not like a I wouldn't say an uplifting movie per se. Thoughts on the Met Gala, right? The Met Gala happened. Last year we actually did a tier list of Met Gala outfits. I'm not going to do that again because as fun as that was, I underestimated just how many fits there were. And it got overwhelming and went on for way too long. And I'm not actually that good at talking about fashion, turns out. It's a very difficult thing to talk about. But yeah, Met Gala happened. I'm trying to think of my standouts. I did think Emma Chamberlain might be one of my favorites of the year. I thought what Emma Chamberlain was doing, both the dress and the makeup, I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was definitely the best of hers that I've seen. And she usually delivers, but I loved what she was doing. Obviously, I'm going to go to Sabrina Carpenter, who had film reels all over her for the movie Sabrina, appropriately so. Thought that was great. Maybe like a little, I don't know. I mean, it was fun. I mean, what was the theme? Was the theme art? Am I dumb? Is that what it was? Was it literally just art? Art is fashion? Heidi Klum? I liked the Heidi Klum one. Heidi Klum was always doing something fun, right? Fashion is art. That was the theme. We knew that. But, like, I love it. Yeah, for sure. Theme was costume art. Okay, then, yeah, Sabrina, like, did the assignment. I mean, she did the damn thing. I really liked Rachel Sennett's, which was this interesting kind of, like, abstract. She just had a giant blue circle on her side. It was like a black dress, but with, like, different shapes of color popped in random places. I think I saw someone point out that she had, like, painted on what are they, stockings? But like you could see like her toe, it was like a detail on her foot, is like you could see the toenail, which I thought was interesting. Very subtle, but like adds to the kind of surreal look. Did you see Beyonce's? I've seen like the Beyonce interviews, but I don't know if I ever actually got a good look at the outfit. I mean, let me check it out right now. Okay, yeah. I mean, that is owning the room. That's owning the room. I like it. It's very Beyonce. It's very loud. It's very epic. It's beautiful. I mean, the detail is incredible. I liked Bad Bunny. I loved what Bad Bunny was doing. Bad Bunny tied with Sabrina Carpenter for me, or not Sabrina Carpenter, Emma Chamberlain. I thought that was brilliant. What the Falcon, thank you for the super chat. Cardi B looked like Tetsuo from Akira. I did not see Cardi B. Yes. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. I like it. I like that. it kind of skeeves me out. The pattern, the floral pattern kind of looks like bugs, you know? But I'm into it. Hudson and Connor. They were good. I wasn't, I'll be honest, I wasn't crazy about what was going on in Hudson Williams' face. I wasn't crazy about the makeup thing. I know that that's maybe a hot take. I didn't think it looked that good. But like that's just me. That's just my style. Fit was good. And then Connor's story looked good. I didn't have a strong feeling on either of them. Will you put Brazil on the top 100? With time, probably, yeah. It was definitely like we'll save it for the discussion, but I thought it definitely gave me some like all that jazz vibes, which is comfortably in the top 100. I mean, it was one of those where I was like, this feels like I can't not put it in the top 100, but I got to give it some time. I just watched it last night. Worst fit. That's tough, man. Okay, I don't know if this was a meme. Wait, let me fact check this. And like all love. Yeah, okay. It was real. I didn't, and this might be another hot take. I didn't like what Jessie Buckley was doing. I didn't think it was that good. If you just Google Jessie Buckley Met Gala, you'll see what I'm talking about. I think it's fun in concept. I like the hair. I love the hair. The suit is cool, but it's just not. It's not my thing. Not my thing. Are you gonna do another Letterboxd vid? Yes. Dwayne Wade, worst for sure. I'm sorry I'm not sharing my screen or anything. It just would. Yeah, it's just whatever, right? It's whatever. I didn't like Jessie Buckley's Oscars dress either. Forgetting what she wore at the Oscars. I'm just. Oh, the pink and red. I thought it was cool. It was simple. It was fine. What would you wear to the Met Gala? That's a good question. I don't know. I would leave that up to a stylist of some sort. I would have someone professional get involved with that. I guess I have some authority in like what direction I choose to take it in. I'd want to go somewhere like where I think the thing that most aligned with my taste and what I would love to wear and express myself through would be something in line with what Rachel Sennett was doing, you know, something kind of abstract but simple, poppy, colorful. That's like subtle, but you know, kind of makes you want to look back, you know, makes you want to give it a second look and be like, oh, I didn't notice that. It's so simple, but I didn't notice that. That's kind of what I would want to do. I don't like big, loud stuff. I don't like a bunch of moving pieces. If that makes sense. Eraserhead fit. Yeah, just like go black and white, like with my norm. I don't have to do anything to the hair. I get a lot of Eraserhead comments, and frankly, I don't think I look like that guy. I don't. You missed a super chat earlier. Thank you. Thanks for keeping on top of things for me. Elextrify. L1 Extrafy. We'll go with that. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, man, just got out of Devil Wears Prada 2. Are you going to see Mortal Kombat 2? Thank you for the super chat. I might skip that one, to be honest with you. I was not that crazy. I don't know why I watched the last Mortal Kombat. I think it was just pure COVID desperation. Like, it was a new release to watch and feel like I was part of something. And I remember being like, I never played this. I'm not familiar with the material. I mean, I got no business watching this, and it's not my thing. So there's nothing in it for me. And every time I've seen the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, I'm like, yeah, I probably don't. It's probably not one I need to see. There's a lot I need to see, and you gotta draw a line at a certain point, right? I also just saw some reviews drop this morning, which kind of sealed the deal. I was like, okay, I think that's gonna be it. I'm sorry if anyone was like waiting for the Mortal Kombat 2 review. What's up, Cars? How's it going, Fruitba? Did you see the Surprise the Bear episode? I did. Well, I didn't see it, but I saw that it dropped. I'm looking forward to checking it out. They go to Gary, Indiana. I heard it's very emotional. I hear people are back in it. I think that's a genius play for a show that's lost a lot of interest, Like, I don't know if it's bad that I barely remember if I finished the season. I didn't finish the last season. But I probably should. This next season's the last one. But I checked out at a certain point, which is crazy because I really grew to love the show. I was late to the train, and by the time I caught up for season 3, I was like back in it. And then I remember season 3 being like, okay, that was a bit of a slow one, but surely they'll turn the ship around. And then season 4 was like, what are we doing? Wait, Karsten didn't finish a show? All right, man. All right. And don't even ask me if I'm caught up with Euphoria. I'm behind on one episode, a single episode, but I will be finishing Euphoria. I actually heard this new episode is pretty good. I could hear, I was busy working, but my roommate was watching it in the other room, so I could hear it. And he didn't have anything to say about it, which means it's like probably good. Like, nobody's talking about it, which is a good sign for Euphoria. You should watch Columbo. I do want to watch Columbo. That's on the list for sure. I've heard The Leftovers is great. I really want to, like, the one I kind of, when I have the time, when things open up, which I thought would be this spring. Like, spring is when you get into shows, because, like, movies kind of open up a bit. That didn't end up happening. But, like, I thought maybe next time I'm free to get into a show, I want to start Mad Men. Seems like a kind of thing I'd get into. Can we get to the posters? Yeah, let's get to the posters. Let me set this up. You're gonna love Mad Men. I just have I have a very strong feeling I will. You're right. It looks super up my alley. Okay. We're getting there. Would you ever consider making a feature-length film or making something like Dirtbag feature-length? Definitely want to make a feature-length film. I've, hopefully soon. It's a matter of if things come together. I don't know if it would be something like Dirtbag is like, I mean, that's the kind of thing that was only funny for like 11 minutes. In my opinion. I thought it was pretty funny. That would not translate well into feature-length form. I've seen bad comedy movies that get really stale really fast, especially in that like absurd way. And yeah, the features that I am trying to get off the ground, 2 of them, are pretty different tonally from that. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I think a good way. Maybe this isn't a good way to do this. So I said at the top of this stream, I was going to go through Letterboxd, and because I have Patreon, we're going to fix posters. We're going to see posters that are not very good. Honestly, Brazil being one of them. Last night, when I logged Brazil, I was like, that poster kind of sucks. I wasn't a fan of like the default poster. And so how do you do this on desktop? God damn it. Oh, it's right here. So I changed it because I think that other one is beautiful. There's a lot of different versions. This one is stunning. This is the perfect poster for this film. This was the original. If you're curious, how do I change it back? There we go. I can't change it back for some reason. It was meant to be. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do today. Oh my god, man. To me, it looks great. This current poster or the old poster? This feels like this is a perfect poster for this film. It is like, especially now that I've seen it, I never really knew what I was looking at before I watched the movie. And now I'm like, I see like the corporate background, like the grim, repetitive, bleak, industrial structure with like the dream version of himself coming out of the drawer. I mean, it's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. Because you see the new Odyssey trailer yet? I have. It looks fine. People are like, this looks terrible. And I'm like, it looks like a big budget studio film. This is kind of exactly what I was expecting. Maybe not as pretty. Okay, that's what I will say while we're talking about the Odyssey trailer is that I don't have that strong of feelings about it. I feel about the same as I have for a while now on the film, where I'm like, this looks like it'll be entertaining and big and beautiful, but probably not as good as Oppenheimer. But I will say the one thing I've picked up on off the teaser and trailer for this film is that I have yet to see like a striking image out of either, you know? And that's something that I could say about even Tenet and certainly Oppenheimer. It's like Oppenheimer, you have the iconic shot of him staring in the trailer, and I was like, this is going to be special. Odyssey, it's like everything is kind of just, you know, it feels like a piece to a large action sequence where I need like a definitive Odyssey image. You know what I mean? The famous Nolan stare. Okay, let's look at some posters. What's the worst poster we have here of like new releases? Off the bat, I'm not a fan. I'm honestly not a fan of the Devil Wears Prada 2 one. It's a little stale, no? It's a little expected. If I saw this in the wild, I'd be like, that doesn't look like a very good movie. But when we change the poster, okay, now we're talking. I'm kind of into this one. I don't want one that looks too similar to the other because that's kind of off-putting. I like the sketch idea. I'm sort of a fan of this one with all the faces, though it's not like the cleanest look. It's maybe a little on the tacky side. I'll change Michael after this, yeah. I might stick with this sketch. The thing about this one, it's cool, but it's like maybe not super representative of the film. It's just kind of there. The faces one is kind of representative as like they are. I feel like them as a quartet is what makes the film. You're in it for them. I'm going to rock that one. Jesus, why is it? There we go. Let's look at Michael. I don't think it's like offensively bad. It's about as stale as the movie. It's fairly representative. It's like, yep, there he is. Michael. that's really what the movie is giving. What would be better? The shoes? I'll do Project Hail Mary after this. Yeah, I thought there was a better Project Hail Mary poster than the default one that I was rocking. Like, there's no good poster for this movie because, like, nothing is very... The shoes is probably the best looking one, yeah. The red one's kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, this one's interesting because it's like him throughout the years, right? I'm gonna rock the shoes. I think the shoes is kind of what I'm vibing with the most. Also, sorry if like the formatting is, if the chat is covering the shoes. I also like to change the backdrop every now and then. One of my pet peeves on Letterboxd. Also, I think a way to solve this. So I'm gonna make the screen a bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I think one of my pet peeves on Letterboxd is when the header photo is like a promotional image. Like literally the I was saving this for this section of the stream. Cat in the Hat. This is not a shot in the movie, you know? This is nowhere in the film. Let me get it right. Something representative of the Cat in the Hat. I mean, this. That's what I think of, you know? Something like that. Something with Fandango movie clips in the corner. This is why we go through the banners. Alec Baldwin. I would be down to make it Alec Baldwin. He kind of gives an amazing performance in this film. I'm going to rock that. Perfect. No notes. Okay. Let's go to Project Hail Mary. This is kind of fun. This idea is more fun than I was expecting it to be. So, Project Hail Mary, we're saying we're not a fan of this. It's not going to be La La Land Project Hail Mary, I'll tell you that much. There's no way we're making it that. I didn't know that existed. The eye is kind of cool, though I don't like how much other text is on screen, you know? I did not hit you, John. Man, I don't know. They're all kind of the same, no? I'm not gonna make it La La Land. That's tacky. It's funny, but it's not it. I don't hate what it was at. I kind of disagree with you guys. I think the current one is like really not that bad. Don't abuse John. John abuses me. Mentally. I'm sorry. That's not true, actually. Fourth one. This one is like kind of, I'm into it. Why does it look like a little AI though, you know? It looks like an illustration. But like when you look up close, it's maybe like almost AI. But I know it's not. I just don't like the quality, I guess. No, he's right. This one's kind of cool. I always kind of dug this one. The thing is, I like us to focus on Ryan Gosling as he is the movie, to me. I mean, you go to this for Ryan Gosling, so I kind of want something that has Ryan Gosling front and center. This might be controversial, but I'm going with that one. That feels right in my heart. I guess now I need to change the banner, though, because this is too similar. And that's a promo image. I mean, anyway, this is kind of the perfect banner. That's the most memorable shot in the movie. That's the most beautiful shot in the movie. It used to be this. They done switched up on me. I'm going with the red. That's what I think of when I think of this movie. Perfect. No notes. Amazing. What else we need? What else do we need to switch up? I'll leave this one up to chat. Wait, what are your thoughts on the Devil's Uncut news? Man, I can't believe it's taken me this long to get around to addressing that. That is one of the most exciting announcements out of the Cannes Film Festival. I have never been one to go to these like classic screenings. As much as I respect and love the fact that they exist, The way like my scheduling and priorities go during the fest is I'm like, I need to see the new releases. I need to make time for new releases. And if I'm not seeing new releases, I need to be like seeing the city and doing something that I can't do anywhere else. And like seeing, a fresh restoration, as cool as it is just like not at the top of my priorities most of the time. That said, the Devils is a big deal. That's a very exciting thing that's happening. I mean, I watched it in shite quality back when I did my banned movies video. I thought it was great, but there was a part of me that was like, I need to see this, restored in some way. And it's been like, the timing is great. I didn't have to wait that long after seeing it. But like for the longest time, this movie was both banned by Warner Brothers, and it just didn't look like a 4K restoration was ever going to happen for something like this. Also, I watched the cut version. I did not see like some of the iconic scenes that I've heard about, but obviously haven't actually watched. So I'm very curious. I think I've heard that this new version will be uncut. Mark Kermode is introducing the film at Cannes. You bring up Kermode, he's gonna be there. So I'm like, I kind of might need to see this. And it's part of the Warner Brothers Clockwork thing. So the Begonia poster is flawless. I'm not changing the Begonia poster. I know that there's like the other one of her with all the shit, but like I love the current one personally. So far, the Warner Clockwork thing is very cool to me, though. I'm very excited about it. We're talking about the Devil's restoration. Do Avatar? Yeah, okay. The Avatar one is kind of ass. I'm on board with that. Let's see what else we got here. It's a very generic heads poster. Okay, I also hated this one. Even though it goes with the theme of the Way of the Water one, which is also like half a face. This movie doesn't... These Avatar movies don't really lend themselves to having great posters, do they? None of these are great, you know? They're just all a little messy. There's no, like, what is this? There's no sense of, like... Sorry, I can't move it. Like, what is this? How does this work as a poster? It's just a bunch of random shit everywhere. Fourth is okay. I think the best bet is the half face. Just to have some sort of, like, consistency with these Avatar films. I guess it works. Let's go on to the next page. Let's see what else we got. Anything here? I like the Mastermind one because it kind of looks like a book. And I'm not the first person to make that observation, but it kind of looks like a book. Which is a good vibe. The Exit 8 one is perfect. That's actually, like, the Exit 8 poster is one of the best posters I've seen in a long time. It's very clever, given what the film is. Sentimental value is perfect. I don't want to... I remember when that poster first dropped, I was like, that's incredible. Secret Agent... Okay, actually, yeah. Secret Agent has a, like, hand-drawn poster that is much better than this one, even though I like this one. Yes, this one. And I'm going to do I know people like to include the credits. Oh, actually, this one is pretty nice. I'm really into that. Sorry, I know you can't, motherfucker. That's kind of nice, man. That's beautiful. They need to make that like a puzzle. Dude, don't steal this idea, but like, actually, I'm not going to go any further. You probably already know what I'm talking about. Someone's got to do it. And I might be the one to do it. Arco deserves a much better poster than this. This is not... There was a better poster before this, and then they changed it. Yeah, this one's... Even, yeah, let's keep it there. No, this one with the rainbow. Yeah. TMDB. Posteritati. Okay. Yes, just this. Just clean. I love it. I guess that kind of works as a header. What are some like emergency situations? What are some that like need changed right now? Gladiator is ass. I gotta change the Gladiator one for sure. This is just dude, I hate this poster. It's just Paul Mescal's thighs. Like I know that's like some people's thing, but like every time I look at it, all I can see is like his thighs. And it looks like he's like you could see his briefs. Even though I know that that's not what it is, but I'm just like, why am I looking at this man's thighs? All love. I mean, this is kind of cool. just a Denzel face. Are you just doing only new movies for now? We'll go back in a second. There's just like a lot of new movies have ass posters, you know? It's got to be Denzel. Give him the top spot. Paul Mescal can have the header. That makes sense. Red one was kind of confusing. Not the movie, the red poster for that. Let's go into let's do movies that I'm going to look at often. And by that I mean we could look at the Broadcar Selects. I was going to say my favorite movies. I changed the Mr. Fox one, but I'm kind of like on the fence. Maybe I should change it back to something a bit more classy. I guess this is pretty classy. Punch Drunk Love, I'm rocking the Japanese version, which is unbelievably good. Smiley Face, I changed that a while ago. Late Spring is great. It's not very like representative of that movie. This makes it look a little bit like a thriller, but it's instead a very calm drama. Phantom Thread isn't great. You're right, actually. The Phantom Thread one, there's something way better than this. This is fine, but it's not... You're so right. I don't know why I've glossed past this for years. What are we working with here? Oh my god, yeah. This is too much. Beautiful as it is, it's a little too much for a guy like me. I like the illustrations. Now we're getting somewhere with the illustrations. I guess it's watercolor. It's not. Ooh. Let's go TMDB. This one's kind of nice. This is I'm digging this. This feels like classy and clean and simple. And I like how he's small and she's like looking down. I like his size compared to her in this poster. This is really working for me. This feels like the movie, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm digging the text placement all that much. Feels a bit random, but I think it works. Just keep looking a little bit. Yeah, I'm not really finding anything better than that. Who the fuck would ever make this the poster? Sorry. Who's rocking the 4K Ultra HD on their Letterboxd posters? I gotta know. I think this is about as good as we're gonna get. That's kind of cool. That's a bit low for what that... I mean, it's maybe like a little... the more you look at it. Sorry. Okay, let's stick to that one. And then I'm not changing the... Actually, I am changing the... They have to have the one of him looking out at the mountains. They gotta have that in stock. Yep, there it is. Lock it in. Perfect. We've nailed it. Especially because it's like, I want something snowy and white because it is kind of a New Year's movie to me. It's something you watch in the winter. Moneyball poster? Love it. Moneyball is kind of like, you know, it's his movie. The poster should not be anything other than Brad Pitt. But, like, let's browse. Let's try to find something a bit more exciting. Okay, yeah. It's the kind of movie you're going to have some abstract, minimalist bullshit like that. It's that kind of movie. There's a lot of beautiful shots of empty stadiums. What is calling to me? None of these are really calling to me quite yet. But let's open up TMDb. I know like this is like the artsy one is like the one to, I mean, it's a great idea. It's a great concept because it blends stats with baseball and, you know, it's perfect. I'm just not sure. Just not sure. There's something really iconic about this classic one of him just looking back. I mean, that's what the movie is, right? It's him looking back. He's stuck in the stadium. The Chris Pratt one? Dude. It's kind of funny. It's the best Chris Pratt performance, if you're unaware. It's the best he's ever been. He's perfectly cast. Chris Pratt in whatever language this is. What's the goal again? There's no goal. We're just trying to make things look nice. Which is why I'm probably not going to go with the Chris Pratt one. It's kind of funny though. It's I'm into this one. I'm into it. It's kind of Green Bay Packers colors, which I'm not a fan of, but we'll ride with it for now. It's sleek. It's nice. I don't like the font that much, but like we'll keep them around. What else? Brutalist when? I guess the Brutalist kind of has a weird one. Okay, but this one caught my eye though. Let's just for fun take a gander at what else we have for SpongeBob. They have to have some bangers in here. There need to be some bangers. Obviously, the yellow is iconic. Obviously, this is kind of perfect. This also iconic. This movie has fantastic posters. Black and white, amazing. Just a random black and white poster for this movie is fucking great. I'm a Goofy Goober, also a great option. There's too much to choose from here. Big Action is fantastic. Let's go through IMDb or TMDb, sorry. We got options. We got options. Big Action, dude. Big Action. Big Romance. Fuck. That's so good. That's actually so good. With Patrick's dumb face. Oh, that's so good. What else? Oh, we got Big Evil and Big Twists. Big Drama. This movie has it all. Big Guy Pants Okay, of course. Oh, God, I knew this would be good. Just Sponge Meets World. What the fuck? And it's just a foot? Am I allowed to show that on YouTube? Got Sponge. That's kind of badass. Man, it never ends. Unlimited choices right now. Foot. Okay, we need to narrow this down. 4K Ultra HD, of course, it was going to be here somewhere. I mean, I bet there is like a 4K Ultra HD version of like every movie. And I guess if all you had was that, it would look kind of sick. It would look like an actual DVD collection when you look at your films, but like I'm not about to do that. SpongeBob. The SpongeBob translations are always so funny to me. Bob Esponja is like a classic. These others I don't know how to pronounce. Svamp Bob. I'm sorry, man. Bob l'éponge. Bob l'éponge. What am I feeling? I might rock the yellow. Like, I might go with the boring pick, but like it's classy. It's classy. Save for the list. Okay, you can do it for the list specifically. That's good to note. Bob l'éponge. Everything else is kind of good. Paris, Texas deserves better than this. Am I wrong? How do we feel about this Paris, Texas? The header's not going to change. That's the most iconic thing from the movie. I could do this for fucking hours, man. This was one of the best stream ideas I think I've ever had. I mean, sorry, John's ever had. I don't want it to be her again, you know? I honestly, I think it's a great header, but it's not the movie. She's not the movie. You could argue she is, but she's not. I mean, the Criterion thing was cool. I'm not really getting any. It's all her. It's all her. We might have to do her. I just thought there'd be a little bit more of him, you right? You're hanging out with him for most of the movie. It's all her. That one's a classic. This is one of the most beautiful posters for sure. Criterion one is a vibe. Oh, this one kind of a vibe too. As is this one with just the back. It's kind of cool. I like this. I like this design. It's very bold colors. Nothing black and white. Why you would do this one's like, I wish there were more like this. I'm not gonna make this the one, but like I'm liking where we're going there. I think you're right. I think Criterion poster this is definitely, there's something about this that's sad. It's simple. That's the movie. Yeah. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Opening it back up to the chat. What are we missing here? What do we need changing? What do we need changed? Sorry. Mad Max next. I believe that was in my list. If it's not, it should be. Oh, that's comfortably in there. Okay, definitely. Okay, Jesus Christ. Gotta change the header, that's for sure. This cannot stay. Changing the backdrop immediately. So many good choices here. So many good choices. This one's kind of hard of just her looking with the eye, you know. That's pretty classic. The guitar guy is iconic. Nothing blue. It's got to be orange for sure. The storm is great. What are we working with? I really like this. This is big and bold. And feels like the heart of the film. Nothing else is even coming close, in my honest opinion. Yeah, it's going to be that. It's going to be that. Something from the movie, at least. Like, come on, yeah, that's beautiful. The eye is fun, yeah. For a movie that's like so action-packed, it's kind of bold to make that your header, right? Like, okay. And then for poster, we got to do something better than this. They're doing too much with the vignette on this poster. Mad Max famous for having a lot of fan art, a lot of fan-made posters that are great. I mean, it's a movie meant to have a great poster, and the default is just not doing it. If this was formatted correctly and like the text wasn't so on the edge, would be, there's got to be a version of this. There's a version of this that we can find. This is sick. Okay, let's browse. Let's get in there. Come on, give us a better version of that. I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. I'm getting scared. Oh, Jesus, this is crazy, though. Look at this beast. What the fuck? That's pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. There's something about this that's really speaking to me. Let's keep browsing, though. God, they have the black and white version. Just adjust the text a little bit. Okay, we're not getting anywhere, it looks like. Look at just endless. I could make that the poster. Okay. I'm not going to make that the poster. I'm kind of onto something with this one. This feels insane. I've never come across this before. This is the first time I've ever seen this. It's kind of amazing. I'm going to rock it for now. Let me just look at how it's. This is kind of beautiful. How do we feel? How do we feel? Are we happy? Dig it? Awesome. What else? Someone said Marty Supreme. What is the deal with Marty Supreme? Oh, you know, I kind of like... Okay, we'll change the backdrop for sure. I do kind of like the small heads at the bottom. You know, this poster is nice to me. What the Falcon, thank you for the super chat. Request for Harold and Kumar White Castle posters. I haven't even seen the movie, but I will glance. Let's look at what else we have for Marty Supreme, though. There might be something better. You never know. I do like that paddle one. That's like what the vinyl is, and I really like it. The Japanese one, of course, is great. That's really good. Dude, I am not the first one to say this, but this poster would be so great if they didn't slap the fucking Rotten Tomatoes 97% in the corner. That's just insane. Why would you do this? Why would you do that? It's a perfect poster until you get to that. And it's like, why? Why? We know it's good. We know it's a good movie. Too similar to Nirvana, the band, the show. The Wheaties one is pretty good. Anything's better than the like boring Marty Supreme text one. That was never going to be the option. Martin, and then I can't pronounce the last part of that. I like this idea, though it's not a very yellow movie. I don't know if I would have a yellow poster for such a cold, dark movie. Just this? Just this? That was the poster in my room for a while. I did see the Tony trailer. It looks good. It looks good. I don't know. Marty Juego Supremo. That's kind of hard. This is kind of cool. All the pinballs. Ping pong balls, sorry. They form Marty. I've never seen this one before. That's kind of cool. You really like the IMAX one? Is that the one that's like based on Nirvana, the band, the show? I don't know. I am kind of a fan of the original poster for this. I think it's classy, and I like the faces of everybody being there because that's like what I think of when I think of this movie. I like Timmy being like front and center, you know? I think it's good. I think it's good as is. But I'll change the backdrop to something a bit better than that. Yeah, definitely have options here. The walrus, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's spoilers in here, man. Oh, this is what it used to be. That's what I used to have. And then they changed it. Yes, that's the perfect one. I love that shot in that moment so much. It's a little low res, which is a shame, but like that is the best, man. I love that. So good. Okay, where else? What else? Let's go by rating 5 stars. What ain't working here? What ain't working? Do Heat next. Heat is like pretty, do I have Heat at 4.5? No, I got it at 5. This poster's iconic. Like, this is an iconic poster. Like, maybe there's something better. No, there's nothing better. Oh, except I kind of like the light blue. I'm actually, yeah, okay. This is a better one in my opinion. I like that. Okay, I'm not going to look too deep. I don't want to Heat I don't want to touch too much. It's kind of great as is, but let's look at the backdrop. If there's something of like, okay. This feels like we have to make it this. We have to make it great ass. Right? This is also beautiful. You guys not a fan of my Heat poster? Oh, come on, dude. There's got to be... Dude, there's one shot in this movie that's so iconic and so great. If I can find it, that's going to be the backdrop. Oh, yes. No, but like more zoomed in. Like it's this picture of him. I need that and just that. Not... Come on. Oh, man. They don't have it. That's insane. That's a little insane. We're going to do the ocean. That's clean. Yeah. That's Heat. You can contribute, by the way. That's good to know. That's actually good to know. What's the Rancho Mirage poster? I love the Rancho Mirage poster. Should I drop it right now? I think I actually showed it in a video very briefly once. But it was like super brief. How should I do that? I was going to make like a proper post for it, but I kind of want to... No, I'll wait. We're back. What else were people saying? Challengers I saw? Okay, we don't need to, this is one of the best posters. This is literally a perfect poster. It highly doubtful we'll find anything better. I'll open it anyway. Yeah, no. All love to these fan-made posters, but like, there's not a world where I choose some of these. This one's kind of good. The sky is pretty. but some of these, man, I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that. Blowout we'll get to in a second. I like the blowout idea. Yeah. No, they got it right the first time. They got it super right the first time. We could do better than this, though. This is not... We could do better for the backdrop for sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we could. This is an iconic shot. This looks like a promo image, but this is in the movie. That's what's so amazing about it. Them kissing is pretty good. This means a lot. There's a lot going on here. For those familiar, that would be a fun one. Oh my God. We might not even be able to look at these on stream. I shouldn't be allowed to be looking at some of these. Oh man. Let's do that shot, because that's like a really kind of iconic image from the film, and like one of the most beautiful moments. Okay, blowout. Okay, so I don't hate it. I don't think it's ass, but like there's gotta be something better. Yes, man. I like this one of him, like the distorted version of him, like stretched out like that. That's kind of cool. So like truthfully, man, if I'm gonna be honest, this is maybe the best we got for blowout. Like, I'm not really sure. The Criterion one's not really doing it for me. It's a little messy. I don't really... This one works because I see this movie as very dark. And this is like a pretty accurate representation. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of sick. The flag. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna change blowout. I'm not super against what it's at. It's not perfect by any means, but we're definitely gonna change the backdrop. These are spoilers galore, man. We'll do the owl. Actually, no. I like him listening. That's fire. Yep. Can talk when. I don't know if I got much else to add. I mean, I know that this is my first or my last stream before Can, but like I've said my piece on what I'm looking forward to, and you know, I mean, the Devils thing is exciting. They still haven't put out the schedule, so I don't know what I can and cannot see quite yet. Yeah, man, I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to add at this point. Let's do a couple more. We will definitely be doing this some more. We haven't even scratched the surface, I fear. There's so many posters to change. Please allow memberships for Ireland. I don't know how to change that. I assumed Ireland did have memberships. Hey, I will. I'll figure that out. I'll see if there's something I can do. On a different note, though, I'm going to Ireland next week before Cannes. So if anyone from Dublin has recs, I'm looking for recs that are not just the Guinness Brewery, because we're doing that. I'm looking for something else to do, though. I'm excited. Okay, The Substance famously has like kind of like it's a movie that has so much poster potential, but just doesn't seem to deliver. Find Jenny the donkey. Was that even... No, that was Irish. Why not Cork? I mean, it's not hard to go to another... As far as I know, like, it's easy to get around. How far is Cork from Dublin? Okay, yeah, The Substance does need a new... I gotta be careful with The Substance. There's a lot of nudity in this movie, and I hope they wouldn't put nudity on the poster. Okay, we're good. Yeah, literally none of these are calling to me. This one's kind of cool, but I like the eyes. That's always great. It's just like really airbrushed. I've always struggled with these Substance posters. The Japanese one's kind of cool, though that's kind of giving away the movie a bit. I liked this. This was like one of the ones that originally I dug that. It's not perfect, but it's like doing the most for me. Why can't they get this one right? They can't seem to get this one right. This is like simple, and this is working for me. I'm not gonna lie. I know this is maybe crazy to say, but there's something about this that's really doing it. I think it's kind of cool. Substance poster hater. I am through and through. But this is simple. It creates intrigue. It's like, it's just a picture of Margaret Qualley, and you're like, what is the substance? What is the substance exactly? There's something off about it. I might stick with this. We are going to try and go to the Irish Film Institute. Yeah. I'm into that. How does it look? And then change the backdrop. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I got to be even more careful. Let's do the TVs. There's no Demi Moore in sight, but also that's fine. You get enough of her in the movie. This feels like an appropriate representation of the film. Go to the Lighthouse Cinema, also in Dublin. Okay, good to know. Yes, I need to know like the film scene. I would imagine Dublin has like, I feel like I hear a lot out of Ireland as far as the film scene. Why don't you shuffle your watch list, and the first film that comes up is what we watch next week? It's a dangerous game, but like, I don't know. Madam Web. Okay, let's end with Madam Web. That'll be our last of this section of the stream, and then we'll get into the movie discussion because we have a lot to discuss. Madam Web, I mean, this is a pretty perfect... What we have is kind of perfect, but also it's got to have some bangers. There have to be some bangers. I mean, this is cool as fuck. The Priscilla version of Madam Web is funny. Oh, man. They're all pretty bad, to be honest, but Madam Web, no text, just... Oh, sorry, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing's doing it for me. It's all the same. It's all the same. I think they kind of nailed it with this one. The original. Worst one wins. Even Madam Web deserves a clean poster backdrop pairing. I'm gonna stick with the OG. Call me crazy, but I'm sticking with the OG. I don't hate it. I think it's like it's classic. It's the classic Madam Web poster. We could maybe do better than this for the backdrop, though I love how bad you can tell the movie is by just this picture. Like, immediately you're like, oh, this is not a good movie. Nobody looks like they're doing what they're supposed to do. I'm not using the whole one. Oh, yeah. Okay, these... This one's kind of funny to me. That one's kind of funny. Sydney Sweeney, there's too much Sydney Sweeney for her being such a small part of this film, in my opinion. Dakota Johnson in the sunglasses is really funny. Yeah, it's gonna be that. There's no No competition. Oh man. This movie is so bad, but I love Madam Web, man. I love the fact that this movie exists. It's one of my favorite bad movies. It makes me laugh. It's so fucking funny how it's like not even really a superhero movie at the end of the day. Just browse Letterboxd. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then when I get back, we're going to get into the movie discussion for today, and also think of some movies to put on the poll. I'm gonna grab a quick snack, and I will be right back. Fantastic Mr. Fox is what? Can't believe what you guys are saying. Okay. Okay, so if you're new here, the next section of this stream is the movie club section. Every week, we vote on a movie. This week is special. We have 2 films, and that's because I'm going to be away for a little bit. But, we each, you're not supposed to see these. We, every week, chat nominates 4 films that members will then vote on for our next movie club watch. This week, it was The Vanishing, the 1988 version, and Brazil, Terry Gilliam film. Next week, we don't know what it's going to be. And next week, it's not even going to be next week. This is going to be the film we watch for the May 26th stream, which is on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday. But May 26th will be our return. So, what should it be? What should it be? Looney Tunes back in action. That would be kind of fitting for a return. Bardo. Not yet. We'll do Bardo, but not yet. Just not yet. Altered States. So Altered States easy to find. We've nominated Altered States before, I'm pretty sure. It always loses. I just want to make sure you can find it. Oh, you can find it. Terminator 2 is a good option as well. I'm not opposed to that. I'm going to put Looney Tunes back in action in the list. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, so far we have Looney Tunes back in action. We have Terminator 2. What else? The Conformist. I like The Conformist. It doesn't take long for me to decide these things. I just watched Body Double. Ghost Dog was calling my name. Delicatessen. It's not a bad idea either. Feels very Brazil adjacent. Videodrome. That's a good one. Hoop Dreams. That's a big one. I'm Not There by Todd Haynes. I don't think I'm not. I would love to watch that. I don't think it's going to stand a chance next to these others, and I want to make it one that. I want to make this a competition this week. I want it to be close. I love it when it's close. My Own Private Idaho is kind of... We've been waiting to do that, right? We've been waiting for My Own Private Idaho. I'm going to put in that. My Own Private Idaho. Okay. This is interesting. We have Looney Tunes back in action. Will they go for it? We don't know. Terminator 2, which I have a pretty good feeling is going to be strong. The Conformist. Don't count it out. And My Own Private Idaho. Those are the options for next week. We will decide on who the winner is by the end of stream, based on which one gets the most votes. If you're wondering where this poll takes place, it happens over on the community tab of this very channel, and you can only access it and vote on it if you are a member. It's a great way to support the channel. You get perks beyond this. You get a monthly members-only video. Just put one out on how I review movies and the process of watching movies and what that looks like for me. It's a fun video. You also get to occasionally play me in Cine to Nerdle and anything else that comes up. You get a little hello at the top of every stream. It's kind of fun. But anyway, the members-only poll is available to vote on right now over on the community tab. Ba-bam. Vanishing first or Brazil first? That's the question. I think we get Vanishing out of the way because Brazil feels... I mean, if you follow me on Letterboxd, you know where they rank. They're both incredible. These are both incredible movies. And I was trying really hard, naturally, to find the connection between the two, even though that they weren't chosen because of that. They were chosen because we decided to go with the top two picks. And these were the winners. And I sort of found some similarities. Did everyone watch both movies? I know that's a tall ask to watch two. I mean, watching one movie for this broad thing, that's asking a lot. So if you guys watched both, that's crazy. We should have a bad movies week. It's not as fun as it sounds, you know? It's just not as fun as it sounds. They're both bleak. That's true. They are both bleak. I think they're both, at least Brazil, for some of the time, is about, like, trying to find a woman. There's, like, some aspect, there's, like, an obsession with uncovering something. That's as far as I got. But let's start with The Vanishing. Because The Vanishing I loved. I thought it was fantastic. I did not like it as much as Brazil, so we'll finish with that. But The Vanishing, this is a film directed by Georges Sluzier, a French filmmaker who I was not familiar with before this. He has many more films other than this, but I don't think it's crazy to say that this is his most popular. It was it's his most acclaimed. It's pretty popular. When you look at least on Letterboxd, it's like it's got a good amount of logs going. Like people, it made a dent, so much so that there was a remake a couple years later, I think starring Jeff Bridges. We did not watch that one this week. If you did watch that, I'm sorry. But anyway, I should note I did not write up notes this week because I didn't have time. So we're gonna do this as to the best of our abilities. Brazil and Lost Highway, low-key the same movie. There's a lot of movies that reminded me of Brazil, but we're not talking about Brazil quite yet. We're going to talk about The Vanishing first. The synopsis for The Vanishing, which is a huge selling point, was Rex and Saskia, a young couple in love, are on vacation. They stop at a busy service station, and Saskia is abducted. That's the shitty synopsis, in my opinion. After 3 years and no sign of Saskia, Rex begins receiving letters from the abductor. Okay, that was my first time reading that, and I don't know if I would approve of that synopsis. I had originally had this pitched as, there's this couple, they stop at a gas station, and very suddenly, Saskia just disappears. She just vanishes. That's why it's called The Vanishing. And I thought that was incredibly intriguing, because you're like, well, what the fuck happened? What's interesting about this movie, and I think I'm going to say off the bat, we're going to, naturally, in talking about this, it's actually impossible not to spoil. The title's The Vanishing, not The Abducting. I feel like that gives you an answer off the bat. But what I was going to say is that, it's really hard not to spoil this movie. You can come back in 15, 20 minutes. We'll be done talking about it. But what's interesting about it and why it's weird to get upset at I think half of the intrigue of tuning into it is the fact that you're well, how did this person vanish? And what's so interesting in what I didn't expect was that they kind of answer that right away. They get right into it. They reveal who it was. I mean, they don't say it concretely. You don't see it happen, but all the pieces are there. It's fairly obvious. And there was a part of me that was oh, they're going to switch up on me. There's no way this is the guy. It's obviously the guy. But where this film is works is that I feel even though the reveal is already gotten out of the way, in the first act of the film, you already know who did it. I feel there's still a sense of mystery and intrigue as to why he did it and what drove him to that point, what he's going to do after the fact, because the film comes back in an interesting way. And it's a really odd movie. It's a frustrating movie, but it's a very smart film. It's very smart about how it goes about this genre, because you could argue that its premise is by design kind of predictable, because it's not something that hasn't been done before. This idea of someone going missing and then you being obsessed with finding a missing person, that's been done a million times before, and it's always a weird, creepy serial killer. And so the movie that it sells you on a movie that you want, and that where you have certain expectations and you're expecting it to satisfy you in a specific way. But then it kind of gives it away immediately has you start questioning what exactly you're watching. And it's that question of where is this going and why is this doing the things it's doing? Why is this guy the way he is? That's what keeps it so intriguing and mysterious. And I think it makes for a relatively challenging watch, especially if you don't really know what you're getting into. It makes it a weirdly unsatisfying watch, but I don't know if I can fully say that, because it did get under my skin for sure. I mean, this was super unsettling. Low-key a very accurate portrayal of a sociopath. So listen, I haven't encountered a lot of sociopaths in my life, but I agree. There's something very real about this guy. It's also really interesting when I looked this up, and just was trying to see who was in it. It's interesting when you realize that what's his name, Bernard Pierre Donadieu, the abductor, is the top billed, which is another you wouldn't expect that the guy, not the victim, would be at the top of the cast list, you know? But that's kind of where this is coming at, is it's trying to tell you as much as it can about this guy while still making him kind of unsettling. And yeah, it's It's a puzzling one. I was a little scared to talk about it because I was like, Carson, they're about to announce the new Star Fox game. I'll be honest, I love Star Fox. I've never played the Star Fox games before, but that's incredible. Good for them. Yeah, let's try to get into this as much as we can. Has anyone seen, I guess I should say, was this anyone else's first time watching it? Is anyone familiar with the story? Did anyone watch the remake? Has anyone seen the remake? It feels like, I don't know. I'm surprised that it hasn't been talked about more often, is basically what I'm trying to say. Just because it feels like such a unique thriller, such a unique horror movie that like I would have thought would be talked about for its influence a bit more. But I feel like I see this kind of style of subtle minimalist thriller a lot. I think I read somewhere that this had like a big effect on Denis Villeneuve, which is interesting to look back on. You gotta come on the Star Fox Direct stream. They're paying you more. I understand. My first time curious in the remake. I have heard that the remake was not good. I have heard the same. I want to say that it was also directed by this same director, ? That would be, no, there's no way. The Vanishing. It came out in 1993. Jeff Bridges is the guy, the sociopath. As far as I know, Kiefer Sutherland is the boyfriend? Sandra Bullock is the missing... Oh, okay, that's crazy. It is directed by George Sluizer. He pulled the Funny Games on us. I'm very curious how that movie turned out. It has a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. Damn. Interesting. I do think like a large part of like how this movie functions and like why it works so well is it does have a very European art house thing about it in its, restraint. And I guess just like I don't know how much it doesn't say. I feel like an American film would feel the need to reveal more than it should. And it's funny to talk about it like it's super different because it's the same guy. But I'm like, how'd they fuck it up? It's the same guy. I think the remake has a happy ending and the guy, okay. Also, yeah, we're very, very comfortably in spoilers now. There's like a couple really key disturbing moments in this film. I wouldn't say it gets there until the ending. I think the act of him doing the deed and finally seeing it happen is fairly disturbing. I also and then the actual ending in the coffin that's like a actual nightmare. Someone recently asked me like what one of my biggest fears is, and I said actually I don't know if I should say this on stream. You don't want to talk about your biggest fears to strangers, honestly. But I think being buried alive is up there. It's a really, the way that it's the only other time I've seen this depicted on film in some way was that one Mac Miller music video from years ago. And I don't know if that was a reference to this, but it's very much, there's only so much you can do with camera angles in that kind of scene, but it feels very similar to this. And especially with like the match and like the way it's lit. But gosh, that was a terrifying scene. It was really, really unnerving. I hated watching that. Decision to Leave. I don't remember the Decision to Leave coffin scene, if that's what you're referring to. Oh, Kill Bill. Okay, yeah, that's who, I guess. I like it because I think there's a call. I immediately thought of oh yeah, he's talking about like his seatbelt, him being like claustrophobic, that he has a permit to not wear a seatbelt, which is insane. Yeah, I guess we should talk about him a little bit. Bernard Pierre Donadieu, who plays the abductor, the sociopath. Like someone said earlier, it's a phenomenal performance and a really great portrayal of a sociopath on film. There's nothing like cartoonish or exaggerated about him. It's the fact that he feels like such a normal guy that really gets to you. It just gives you more questions than answers, which is so, again, this is such an interesting feat considering the film is like constantly answering your questions and constantly going deeper, but it feels like the more you know about him, the more confused you are, which is quite unsettling the way it all plays out. We're talking about The Vanishing, 1988. I forget what the original Dutch title is. But yeah, I didn't think it was I will be honest, I wanted this to be more of a home run than it was. I gave it away already, but like I liked Brazil a bit more, and I was saving Brazil for the last film we talk about. But there was a part of this that I felt, I think it got frustrating to a degree where it was sort of putting me off the film a bit. Like I was getting a little, I don't want to say bored, but it does feel like it kind of drags its feet. The more you learn about this guy, I feel like I would have liked him to get to the point where he confronts the boyfriend earlier on, as I think that's when like the real meat of the film starts to come through. But yeah, there was a part of its restraint that I think really got to me, which is crazy because I feel like traditionally I love movies that pull back. But I think there was something a little frustrating about a movie that was so simple and again, restrained, but that was answering so much. Like it was a very confusing kind of movie to wrap my brain around. But that's like what I feel like a lot of my favorites are movies where they're films I didn't really know how to make sense of on the first watch, and I've since come around to them. And so I'm very curious to see how this would live up on a rewatch one day. It's not going to be for a while. I see so much of like my favorite films in this, and I think it's really neat to see like so many great thrillers about some like one of my favorite genres specifically is about people who become obsessed with figuring things out and self-destruct in the process. That is literally like my favorite genre. It's my favorite type of character are people who can't control this obsession, and this is a very good example of that. But there's something, it's so odd focusing the movie so much on the abductor and the guy to blame for it all, because it's like you don't necessarily want to root for him, but the film has you spend so much time with him that you're like, well shit, is this like what's what do I not get? Like maybe he was right to do what he did. Maybe like we want to see him pull it off. And I think that's what's so fucked up about it, and what's so kind of brilliant about it is how it turns it on its head. It's a really interesting take on the thriller that I enjoyed and appreciated a lot, but was definitely frustrated by. Will you check out the remake? I'm planning to someday. Again, maybe not anytime soon, but I'm definitely super curious. That's going to be an insane Cine 2 Nerdle play. Go from anything Jeff Bridges or Sandra Bullock to The Vanishing 1993, and then take that to Vanishing 1988. You're unstoppable. It's a lot like Cure. It's a lot like Cure, and Cure does it for me in a much, much deeper way. That's the thing, is this felt very, I was responding to it very in a super kind of like intellectualized way. Like I was kind of appreciating it for like what it was working as and like how it was doing something with the genre, but I wasn't like it was a hard movie to feel. I mean, it's a very cold movie about a sociopath. So it's like it's hard to feel very close to it. But I think that's what something like Cure does, is like really gets in your head. I mean, that's a true psychological thriller. Do you know about Stanley Kubrick's thoughts on The Vanishing? I heard him say he thought it was the scariest movie he's ever seen, which I don't know how true that is. I don't know where that's from, but he loves it. Makes sense. I feel like you see a lot of not that this came out afterwards, but I feel like a lot of his interests are here. His characters in movies have always had a sense of like coldness to them that I think this really has. What did you think about the family scenes? I thought they were disturbing, man. Character designs in the new Star Fox are looking crazy. You make me want to check it out. John's being a great mod right now. He's directing everybody to another stream. Yeah, no, I thought the family scenes were great. Very disturbing. And again, it really like humanizes the guy in a way that was playing with my brain for sure. Kubrick loved Eraserhead and The Fly. He knew ball. I should do a video where I watch Kubrick's favorite movies at this point. It's not a bad idea. I bet I would find some gems. Thoughts on Dutch? What about it? I mean, I will say, like, to try and answer that question, I don't know if I've seen a lot of, and this is technically like mostly a French film, but like I don't think I've seen a lot of Dutch cinema. I mean, Paul Verhoeven's Dutch, right? I'm trying to think of like the Dutch film I've seen. Largely underrepresented side of filmmaking, I guess. Anyway, The Vanishing. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great. And it's one that really did get under my skin that I'm sure I'm going to use as a reference and as a callback to plenty of stuff going forward, because it feels like one of the strongest and most straightforward examples of this style of thriller with this style of character. I wish I felt a little closer to it, but I thought it was great. So you hate Dutch cinema. Okay, man. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Let's talk about Brazil. Should we get into the big boy of today? They're both big boys, don't get me wrong, but Brazil, just off the runtime alone, is significantly longer. I know many people, I glanced at the Discord, there was some confusion as to what cut to watch of Brazil. I guess that's kind of up to you. I watched literally the copy of, I should have brought out the Criterion, damn. I watched my Criterion copy of it because I've had this on Criterion for years. Like literally, I got it on a sale like years and years and years ago. It's been sitting on the shelf, literally collecting dust. And Karsten, can you talk about John? Get the fuck out of here, man. I've been meaning to check this out for a while. I'm gonna ban John at this point. But I did not say this was a mid movie. I did not say Vanishing was a mid movie. But yeah. Anyway, I understand. I watched the version that I think I was meant to see, if I'm not mistaken. Mine was an hour and 23 minutes long. 23, 32, something like that. Or 2 hours, and yeah. But I know that there's like significantly shorter version that was like altered by the studio. Apparently it performed really poorly in test screenings for Universal specifically, so they demanded they cut it down. And apparently that one's somewhere out there, but I think I watched the one that I would imagine the Criterion copy is the one you're supposed to watch. Totally agree, Karsten. Vanishing sucks. That is not what I said. Anyway, Brazil, 1985. Kind of similar years, these movies. Directed by Terry Gilliam. It is a dystopian science fiction black comedy film. It has a lot of... it's not his first movie by any means. He's deep in it at this point, Terry Gilliam. But I think many people would call it his masterpiece. There might be some films of his that people consider like closer to their hearts and whatnot, like personal favorites, but I think Brazil is largely considered the big one for him. Brazil. A bureaucrat in a dystopic society becomes an enemy of the state as he pursues the woman of his dreams. That's the synopsis. Yeah. Bit of a big one. This is a very wild ass movie indeed. Anyone's first time with Brazil. Anyone's rewatch. I would imagine this is the kind of thing that people would want to I'm very glad I own it because I plan to rewatch it a couple more times while I'm alive. Literally of his dream, exactly. Have you seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I've seen bits, and it's a little embarrassing to admit that I haven't seen that movie like in full. I'm actually like severely tapped out of Monty Python. But which is to say that's a good segue into talking a little bit about Terry Gilliam, who, you know, these days saying some questionable, even some would say bad things. Very irritating man, it sounds like these days. A lot of transphobic comments, as far as I know. But a legendary filmmaker, an important filmmaker to familiarize yourself with. Someone who I think has inspired a lot of the work that people go crazy for today. A lot of work you see today, I think, borrows a lot from Terry Gilliam, both in its humor, in its ambitiousness, and its art styles. I mean, it's really interesting to like look back and see that, you know, there's certainly people who were doing stuff on his wavelength before him, but I think he really he pushed it to its limits, you know? He was known for a lot of maximalist filmmaking, maximalist comedies specifically. He made Brazil, so it's fine. I mean, we'll just say he made a really great movie at one point. He's from Minneapolis, should note that. I have had I've been like, I would be lying if I said I wasn't maybe a bit of I'm a little tapped out of Terry Gilliam as a filmmaker. This is only the third film of his I've seen. I watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas a long time ago in film school. Was not very into it. I fell asleep to it. I did end up finishing it, but I remember it being like weirdly boring. Like weirdly stale for how much it was doing. It was a very sleepy movie. I had a weirdly similar reaction to 12 Monkeys, which I was, you gave it a 4 out of 5. That's incredibly generous. These are old ratings, man. I have no memory of that. I must have felt bad and like I had to, because I know it's one of Jeff's favorite movies. I think Jeff, of the Cars cast, and I don't want to speak for him, but I think he's a big Terry Gilliam guy. Which is funny considering we rarely covered him on the Cars cast, if at all. But I watched 12 Monkeys last year, 2 years ago for Monkey Mondays. And again, felt really like frustrated by what he was doing. I thought the production design was obviously out of this world and outstanding, and the style was very loud and poppy and not really colorful, but, you know, very, very exciting and kind of the kind of thing I go crazy for. A lot of fish eyes, a lot of crazy set design. But for some reason I felt weirdly disconnected to it. It felt kind of dull. And for all these reasons, even though I've had Brazil sitting on the shelf, even though I've heard so many great things about Brazil, there was part of me that felt like I was just kind of, I don't know, beating around the bush and not really eager to check it out. I was like, I'll get around to it. because I just didn't think that Terry Gilliam was really my guy. But this movie was phenomenal. This I thought this was a masterpiece. There's a reason it has the reputation that it has. And I think this is the first time where, I mean, I can't even begin to describe how good it feels to for someone's style that I've like recognized on the outside as being something really special, but that I never really connected with. For that to be the case for years, and to finally see a movie where it feels like everything is working in the right place and the style feels in like to go really well with the story he's telling, and where it's a genuinely like joyous experience, but it's also deeply bleak and upsetting and frustrating. It's really funny. It has like romantic elements. It's got everything. It's like the movie, the emotions I get out of this movie are, it feels the same way it looks, is the best way I can describe it. It feels big and it feels absurd and weird, but like strangely beautiful at the same time. It's just one of those perfect pairings of style and narrative that it's like a rare thing to come across, you know? There's a lot of things you can like obviously it's borrowing it's very Orwellian. It's funny. It's largely based off of it's not officially, but largely based off of 1984. Comes out in 1985. I think Terry Gilliam said in an interview at one point that it's like this was the 1985's version of 1984, and that it doesn't really exist in the future or the past, but both, and is kind of its own thing entirely. Which I thought was interesting. It's very Kafka-esque. Saw a lot of, I mean, like in thinking of all the films it reminded me of, there is stuff from before it that I saw. I certainly saw a lot of The Trial, the Orson Welles movie. That's like the closest thing. It was like if The Trial had a bit more of a story that you could grab onto. And if like the characters were more character-y, sorry, you know what I mean? It's like if that, I mean, I love The Trial. I think it's also like pretty much a masterpiece. It's one of the most visually insane movies ever. Also has a very dream-like quality to it. But this, I think what takes Brazil over the top is that it's also just incredibly emotional. It feels like rarely do these hyper stylized films get the chance to be so emotional about, you know, the stories they're telling just by design. It's like the style often overpowers that, but I thought this was just incredibly sad and really quite tragic. Alex Press, thank you for the super chat. SpongeBob boy, having seen Brazil now, how does it compare to other dystopias? What's your favorite dystopian film? I think the thing is like, as I appreciate these films with this style a lot, I don't think they've ever hit the way this does. This feels like the ultimate dystopian film that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know how I would even define like a dystopian film. You can get very loose with that. Like, I don't know if you want to call like Poor Things dystopian. It is. I mean, that's a pretty dystopian movie. I feel like that is the movie I see from nowadays that has borrowed the most from this. I don't know how you can watch this and not see Poor Things in it. Hunger Games, sure. Again, these are movies where it's like I love the concepts, but rarely do they actually like do something for me on a deep emotional level. Poor Things I love though. Blade Runner for sure. I saw someone mentioned Playtime, which is Poor Things famously the worst film of all time? Of course, yeah. I certainly see some Playtime in there. There's Playtime. There's a lot of silent film in there. I mean, it at one point turns into a silent film. It's borrowing a lot from that era and German expressionism in general. There's so much going on. It's so interesting how old it feels in some of these ways, and how accurate how much it's paying homage to these classic film styles. And then Metropolis, which I haven't seen, but I can see it. Like how much of it feels like something from that era, but then how much of it feels like, you know, futuristic and like something we're still not even super familiar with, you know? It's fascinating how it all works. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I think I saw a couple reviews from the time. I think Roger Ebert even was like, he wasn't a huge fan of it because he thought it was a little convoluted. Maybe the characters were a little dry, a little confusing. I could be misquoting him. I could be wrong. But that was like the basic gist. And I feel like I think the movie can feel overwhelming, but I also don't think the story is terribly convoluted. I think if I had to make any like small nitpick about what's here, it's that maybe the front half could be condensed a bit. Not like trimmed down, but maybe condensed. Takes a second to get where the film needs to be, to where it can like fully fly off the rails. But I also think like half of the appeal of this is kind of establishing the hellish world this guy is a part of, you know? I mean, you need to understand how this society functions and how the people around of him have been basically like poisoned by it all to see how he gets to where he is. Because I mean, as much as it is this giant, grand, I don't want to say like adventure, but kind of feels like that at some points. As much as it's that, there's also like a very kind of deep psychological aspect to it as well, where you're watching this man's mind slowly fall apart by the end. It has a very, and I think I brought this up earlier, but like the ending specifically, and this element of it, and how you watch this guy's arc tragically fall down. It reminds me a lot of All That Jazz in some ways, in just how dark it gets. Not that like it's as much about death as All That Jazz is, but like it feels very much like you're by the end of it you're in the mind of this guy, and it's like it's weirdly disturbing. Obviously a very terrifying ending, but also like it's funny, man. It's funny. It's such an incredible ending. I can't believe I've seen images of it. I've seen stills from this movie many times. But I never knew how it would go down. I never knew about like what the ending of this movie was, and it really kind of knocked my socks off. The way they execute the reveal as a jump scare still hits. It's unbelievable. I mean, so much of this movie is like something that is kind of a jump scare is also kind of it's more of like a punchline. I mean, there's a lot of it is played as humor, and which I think is what works so well, is like you kind of just have to laugh at what you're looking at. I think there's a couple alternate endings. I believe it. The TV version ending ends happy with the delusion. I mean, God, there's so many ways to. I mean, it is objectively like a tragic and twisted ending for sure. But like, I'm not gonna try and spin it as anything other than that. Never. I was gonna say. The music does a lot of heavy lifting, is what I'll say. The music is kind of a vibe, unfortunately. That's okay. Yes, Terry Gilliam actually considers the ending to be happy, because ultimately he escaped the system. I guess. I was kind of reading it as like, you know, that's the one place they can't get him is in his mind, which is, I don't know. There's something happy to that, you know. Maybe not entirely, but Robert De Niro, best character in the film. That's another small nitpick is I maybe would have wanted a little bit more of Robert De Niro. I loved any time he showed up. He's fantastic. I love, favorite scene, and it's more of a moment than a scene, is in the delusion scene near the end where Robert De Niro's character gets like attacked by this paper and he ends up on the ground. It's just such a perfectly executed idea. It looks stunning. There's a lot of dream logic and nightmare logic in this movie, that I think is, I'm not even going to acknowledge Sean. There's a lot of dream and nightmare logic that is so accurate and is as good as David Lynch is at it, and I still think David Lynch is like the master at dream sequences for sure, but I mean, that whole sequence is masterfully done. It's absolutely phenomenal. John, honestly, you would love this movie. I don't know if you've seen it, John, but it seems like the kind of thing that you would love. Yeah. I don't know where else to go with it. It feels like it's a tough one to get into the weeds with, because for such a like visually stunning movie, it makes it hard to like put into words what it feels like. But I feel like I have not really gotten on the same page as like a maximalist film in a second. I mean, speaking of, John, like it's very Tommy-esque. I have a video coming out. I have a video coming out called Movies You Should Watch in Film School that they probably won't show you. And I dropped Tommy. I said Tommy, and I said that John, my friend John, showed me it. So look at all that I do for you. Look at the kind of friend I am and the kind of friend you are. Something to think about. John is the man behind the mask. Definitely. I really liked the guy with the baby mask. I just liked the baby mask in general. I kind of want one of those. You're just waiting for me to say. I fucking hate you, man. Yeah, you're supposed to finish the bit. It's the worst mod ever. Anyway. Yeah, Brazil. I thought it was great. I thought it was phenomenal. It made me feel a lot of strong things. It's weird. I was going to make this my review, but it felt a little corny and dumb to say. But I just watched Contagion like a couple days ago. A really uncomfortable movie to watch these days, even though we're like, I can't imagine watching it in 2020 is what I'll say. But like this had a similar vibe, not to be, that feels like dramatic to say, but there's something about it that just hit so hard. And I don't know, I love that it for a film about such a bleak topic and for a film about living like that is very aggressive in its messaging, that it's so playful and fun and joyous to watch. I think that's like such an important element of it, is like it's a fun movie, which I loved. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll probably come back to it a couple times, but for now I'll leave it there. I loved this movie. Thought it was unlike anything I'd ever seen. I can't imagine a movie like this existing today. Closest thing we have is Poor Things, and it's not even coming close, unfortunately, even though that's a great movie. Okay, let's check in on the poll. Speaking of movies, let's see where we're at. That's about what I expected. Here's how it goes. And this is actually not what I expected. Looney Tunes back in action at 13%. I thought it'd be doing a little bit better than that. The Conformist, 18%. My Own Private Idaho, 23%. Terminator 2, 46%. Terminator 2 is sweeping right now. If you want to change it, consider voting in the poll. Go vote. Get your ass out there and vote. Okay, guys, I think we'll transition into some games to end the day. We're cruising through stream today, and I have a shit ton of things to do, so we should get to it. Yeah, let's start that process. We're gonna do some Cine to Nerdle. I've been playing a lot of GeoGuessr, but I'm gonna save you all the trouble and not do that because I haven't been playing necessarily well. Okay. And here we are. Cine to Nerdle. Let's start with the Burgle. Let's get it out of the way. Are we doing a double watch this week? No. The double watch is not going to become a normal thing. It's a rare thing, but we're only going to do one watch until the next stream. Addiction, affair, date, football, knife, park, police, pool, skateboard. Obviously, weapons. Feels like shares a lot of this. Please share a lot of this. Okay, that's pretty good. Football, knife, park, date, pool, skateboard. I kind of want to go bottoms with football. That's it. Okay. Knife, pool, skateboard. I'm thinking skateboard in a pool. What is that movie? There's like a movie where they're... Date, park, skateboard, pool. What are some other skateboard? Skate or roller skate? Skateboard. We could do mid-90s. There's a date in mid-90s, kind of. And a knife, right? I thought there was a knife in that movie. Okay, pool, knife, park. Pool, knife, park. Okay, clockers, honestly. That doesn't have pool, but we'll try clockers. I thought there was a knife in that movie, man. Park, knife, pool? Okay, pool, they wouldn't count like billiards pool. We could also do lake. Oh, you know what? Zodiac? Are you serious? That's insane. Get the fuck out of here. What else would work for knife? I mean, fucking Scream, dude. Oh my god. This game makes me so mad. What's any movie with a knife? Any movie with a knife that also happens to have a park. A park and a knife. This is the easiest shit ever. It could also be sword. We have... fuck. We need to get it on this time. I want to do Indiana Jones, but I don't think there's a playground in that. A knife in a park. A terrible situation. But it happens in the movies often, right? Halloween, dude. Of course. Oh my god. Little Children. 2006. Little Children. Train Spotting. Jennifer's Body. The Last Boy Scout. Air Bud. Whatever. guessing the movie based on the Letterboxd reviews. No, I'm not going to call them. Okay. Gives me actually nothing. Seems like a big 3 to 4 star movie. Oh. It's going to be Ghostbusters, right? We're fucking back. We're fucking back, dude. Oh my God, I got it. That's actually crazy. I needed that. It took me a second. It took me maybe a little longer than it should have, but we got there. Let's fucking go. All right, let's keep it moving. Glenn Powell, Ewan McGregor, Rebecca Ferguson are in a comic book movie. Shelley Duvall are in a legacy sequel, are on a tour with a troupe, are in a spin-off. Daisy Edgar Jones, Margot Robbie, have a child with psychic abilities, are in a musical, or in a Stephen King adaptation. Zendaya are Storm Chasers, Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall's going down there. And has a child with psychic abilities. That's The Shining. Zendaya in a comic book movie with... Well, wait a second. Storm Chasers are on tour with a troupe. Glenn Powell. Okay, not the tour. Daisy Edgar Jones, that's Twisters. And in a legacy sequel. And then switch these around, right? That's Birds of Prey. Greatest Showman. And then we do the comic book movie thing with Zendaya. Or maybe it's not that. Musical. I'm at a loss. Ewan McGregor? They lost me. I don't know where I'm going. Glenn Powell. Probably not Glenn Powell. You guys are saying Dr. Sleep. So you've given me the answer, but I still don't really know. Is Rebecca Ferguson in that? Stephen King? Spinoff. Nope. It's not a comic book movie. Who else? Ewan McGregor is in that? I still haven't seen Dr. Sleep. He's washed. Okay, chill the fuck out. I almost got there without the help from the chat. It's a team effort, ultimately. This one's all me. American Graffiti, Reign of Fire, Hannibal, Jersey Girl. Have seen one of those 4 films. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The Fugitive, The Accountant, Batman v Superman, The Prestige, The Big Short, The Fifth Element, Gone Girl. Okay, Gone Girl, Batman v Superman, The Accountant, and Cowboys and Aliens, 3:10 to Yuma, Apocalypse Now, Leon the Professional. Was he in Cowboys and Aliens? No. Was he in 3:10 to Yuma? Nope. What else is Ben Affleck done? American Graffiti, The Fugitive, Apocalypse Now. We're talking Harrison Ford here. He didn't do this. He did. Okay. Gone Girl, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. I'm going to move... Actually, going to... Well... No, I'm not going to do that. What am I missing here? What did Ben Affleck do that I don't know about? He did Jersey Girl, of course. Okay, Gone Girl. Now I'm actually like so stuck. I don't know where to move what. The Big Short, 3:10 to Yuma. This feels like okay, well, Leon the Professional, The Prestige. Who was in Leon the Professional? I'm gonna move these around. That changed everything. What the fuck? Okay. interesting. I think Gone Girl, The Prestige, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. What is this movie? What is The Fugitive? Oh, about wives. No, are framed for murder. Sorry. And then I'm just gonna fuck around until something works here. That was not a good strat at all. That was not a good strat. What the hell was it? Gary Oldman and Christian Bale. I didn't see the Christian Bale thing at all. Holy shit. Karsten, I rewatched After Sun last night. Did you ever think there were themes of SA in there? I think that's like, maybe the film is meant to like make you think that, but I don't know. That was not on the mind with that one. Didn't I just do the reversal? Yeah, and I lost. Don't make me look at that again. Real quick, let's do the framed, because I did that last time and that was a huge success. Okay. This is Train to Busan. I'm so fucking goated at framed. It's crazy. I'm actually insane at framed. Awesome. Okay, let's do a little bit of battle. We have some time. What a stream. What an absolute stream. I'm going to miss this community this week. The next few weeks, actually. It's going to be an interesting month. Chef, Jon Favreau, Scarlett Johansson. I'm going to go Ghost World. You need 80s science fiction. I need Thank the Academy. Before stream ends, you should live react to the new Star Fox designs. For you, John, I will. Her. Sisters. Brothers. This is an interesting place to be. How do we challenge you to a game? I forget. My username is just Karsten. If you send me a friend request as Karsten and then tell me your username, and if we're already friends, if you request a game, that works too. John C. Riley, Hard 8. Okay, this could be risky for you. I don't know what you... People with like 80 science fiction win conditions scare me. I'm like, you know something that I don't? When are you back? May 26th will be our next stream. The Goonies. Out with that. Okay, so that's interesting. The Goonies. Does that work? It does. Actually, that's a terrible fucking play with your win condition. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Jesus. What was your top 3 Roy Scheider movies? I have not seen a lot of Roy Scheider, so it might be the most boring picks. It might be... It's going to be All That Jazz, Jaws, and Sorcerer. I don't know if I'm trying to think of another Roy Scheider movie. It. Finn Wolfhard. Hell of a Summer. Hokum overrated? Dude, I still need to see it. It Chapter 2, Finn Wolfhard, Third Strike Opportunity. That's going to be, what is it called? End of the World? Do not expect too much. That is not the Goldfinch. This person has a 972 rating. I didn't realize that until just now. We might have this in the bag. This is a very proper warm-up round, I suppose. When you finish saving the world. Thank you. Sorcerer overrated. Friedkin boring as hell. Bold thing to say. The week I watched To Live and Die in L.A., which just reminded me how good Friedkin is. You're not there yet. You're just not there yet. The Fault in Our Stars. I'm gonna get away from Ansel Elgort, or actually, in a blizzard. What's it called? In a blizzard. White bird in a blizzard. That's right. Hokum had too much going on. Interesting. Oh, what the fuck is The Dreamers? Bernardo Bertolucci. What else did... Life is Beautiful? No. That's not him. What am I... Bernardo Bertolucci. Why can't I think of a Bernardo Bertolucci movie? That's all I had. That's all I had. Bro's just forgetting about his wing condition. Well, this person is not very close here. So, I don't know. I don't know if I need to worry about my wing condition too much. I mean, if they do a Marlon Brando thing, then there we go. I got something. Something to work off of there. Oh my god, the Conformist. Okay, you blocked me on that? Are you watching stream right now? Viva Zapata won an Oscar. Of course it did. What is a Marlon Brando movie that didn't win an Oscar? Oh shit, they all won Oscars? Fuck you. Room. Unicorn Store. Next. Not that. Lighthouse Bird. I'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you. Thank you. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Samuel L. Jackson. Pulp Fiction. Let's get something on the board here. One Oscar. I always forget that. Always forget that. Snakes on a Plane. Who else is in this? Okay. Kind of an elite Samuel L. Jackson Third Strike. I'm not familiar. We're not in a good place. We are somehow in a bad place against this guy. I'm getting a little angry. It's time to cook. It's time to lock in. You should go back to Timothy, bro. I do fucking cook with the Timothy win condition. I really do. Okay, Die Hard. I need to get out of here. Play something else. This might be the end of me if he plays his cards right. Okay, no, thank God, man, thank God. Oh, saved me. Let's open it wide up here. Let's get real open about things. Not that. Not that. Oh my God. That's bad. That's really bad. Fucking shit. Oh no, it's over, bro. It's over. I don't know. I don't even. Whatever. Next. Okay, lighthouse bird. Lighthouse bird, it says you're offline. Could have said X-Men. Moth in the sky. Thank you. Also, yes, I will. Washed allegations. I'm not beating him. I'll own up to it. I'm not beating him. Oh, wait. You invited me, literally. Okay, I will get through as many of these as possible. It's 3:49. One more. I'll say this. One more person can request, but then I got to cut it off there, or else this will go on for too long. And I apologize that that's the case. I started Stay Tuned way too late today. All right, lock in. Lock in. We need some wins here. I've never played Cyberpunk, no. Oh, you know what I just started is, and, you know, late to the party, but I started that new Hollow Knight game, Silk Song. It's fun. Super fun. The creator, John David Washington. We're going to go Black Klansman. I'll check the poll in a second. Take Me Home Tonight. Topher Grace. Topher Grace was just in something, man. The 70s show. There's gotta be someone else. Anna Faris. No other choice. What was Topher Grace? Dude, I'm blanking. Scary movie. Uh-huh. I don't need to. Let's go him. You need Service the Fans. I think I'm fine. What's your favorite Iraqi? I think Nowhere. I think Nowhere is my favorite. I mean, well, there's favorite and then like best. I think Nowhere is his best. Smiley Face is my personal favorite. Marlon Wayans. White Chicks. Mysterious Skin also may be his best. You got me to buy Nowhere on YouTube, but I'm scared to watch out of overhype. It might not even be your thing to mellow out your hype a bit. There's a good chance I mean, how familiar are you with Greg Araki? Is this your first Greg Araki? Elf skipped on that. Okay. Going Thief. We're taking it all the way back to Thief with a block because there's something you can do with that. Why have you been watching Slop recently? It's for a video. It's for a video, I promise. I'm almost done. And then I'm on to Can, where apparently most of the lineup in competition is over 2 hours and a half long. Michael Mann. Nope. Manhunter. I think. Oh my God, I was going to bring this up. Yesterday, I And here's the thing. I see celebrities often in LA. And they're usually like smaller celebrities or like actors. Okay, good game. I will see a celebrity every now and then at like a restaurant or something. I saw Tim Heidecker once. I saw J.J. Abrams once. Yesterday, I was walking to lunch. I'm gonna do Smotty first, and then Moth in the Sky. I'm gonna get to it. I was walking to lunch today, and I clocked Conor O'Malley. I was like, "That's him," and then I kept walking, and I got like halfway down the block, and I was like, "You know what? This time, I'm actually gonna say something." Fugitive. I was like, I like Conor O'Malley too much not to say something, and I ran back. Here's the thing. I think like being recognized myself and taking pictures with people has like changed my perspective on this, where I'm like, there's some days where I am like not in the mood, and it's just, I feel bad. I just feel bad sometimes. Not that I'm not grateful every time someone says hello. It really is special. But sometimes I'm just like, I'm like worried about like how I look or something. And so I feel like self-conscious. And so I've been like, I'm very cautious about like saying hello to a celebrity or like asking for a picture. Cause I'm like, I don't want to bother them, but I just had to do it. I just had to do it. And I ran back and I was like, "Are you Conor O'Malley?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he had like the softest voice in the world. He was like, first of all, incredibly kind person. Ben, who the fuck is Ben Foster again? I don't remember who this is. Okay. Eileen. Incredibly soft spoken, incredibly polite. Just the nicest guy. So that was really cool. It was very cool to meet the man himself. Very surreal. Okay, the king. You need Timothée Chalamet. I just clocked that. I think I'm fine here. What did you say to him? I kept it very brief. I said, "I'm a big fan of your work." He asked me what my name was. I asked if he lived around the area, which I guess was a little weird in hindsight. And that was that. Kept it nice and brief. What is that fucking movie? Rob Pattinson, Third Strike would be not this, but that's what we're playing. Catherine Hardwicke. Okay, you're about to get stunted on. Do some with that. All right, you did something with that. Made me upset. Lords of Dogtown. It's going to be a movie 43 thing. Johnny Knoxville, of course. Block. How was meeting Christian Bale like? That was, give me 1 second. Jeremy Allen White, Zac Efron, Harris Dickinson, not a big urchin. No big Oscar players there. That was the most starstruck I've ever been in my life. I couldn't believe what was happening. Okay, wait, Harris Dickinson. Get fucked. Beach rats. Yeah, that I there was no hesitation there. I was like, I'm getting a picture. I don't give a fuck. And he was super nice. All things considered. It was in the middle of airport security. So he had every reason to be an asshole. But I remember I couldn't come up with another Christian Bale movie. So I was like, I loved you in Vice. And he was like, "Oh, thank you." And that was that. He was chill. We got there. I know, it was kind of bold of me to approach him in airport security, but I did it. A taxi driver. Take you to broker. The Host, 2006. Can't use that. Why were you able to use this movie? Oh my God. I think I went in. I chose the wrong old boy. Did he have security? He had like probably like an assistant or manager near him. I don't know. He was not alone. I'll say that much. Live free or die hard. Forget who's in this. Someone. Should I burn a cast on this? Just in long. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Moth in the Sky. I will be there in a second. Weapons. We'll take it. What is that new movie called? It's called like Hotel something. Hotel fucking not Rwanda. Julia Garner. Okay, whatever. We need to talk about Kevin. Fucking what's it called? Is it really the Royal Hotel? I was nowhere close. Ah, fuck. Whatever. Tilda Swinton Memoria. Get the fuck out of here. Is there another one? Oh, don't do what I think you're going to do. Oh my God. Thank God. This is actually not any better. I thought you were going to play Blue. Julio Torres. What other movies are there? We don't know. La La Land? I'm getting absolutely obliterated today. Eraserhead. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'll hit you with Straight Story. Do your worst. Karsten, the type to pee his pants on stage. I'm understanding now. What? Oh, what you got? 3 seconds? 2, 1. Okay. Blue Velvet. Yeah, do something with that. You met Christian Bale? I did. Love the Eraserhead haircut going on. I don't even get me started right now. You know, I've never peed my pants. Can I just get that out there? I've never actually peed my pants. RoboCop. Paul Verhoeven. Okay, I didn't actually mean to do that, but rank celebs you've met from least to most chill. That's a great question. Most chill Conor O'Malley was incredibly chill. Basic Instinct. Who's in Basic Instinct again? It worked. Michael Douglas. Fuck. Shit. Dude. Okay. Time to actually lock in for the third time. Dune, shot by Greg Fraser. Dune, Denis Villeneuve. Big Denis Villeneuve movie. Arrival. 1 Oscar. Nice. Block. Tag. Jeremy Renner, Hannibal Buress, Ed Helms, Cedar Rapids. Stream is going to last until 7:50 according to YouTube. Shit. Kong Skull Island, John C. Reilly, big Oscar movie. Or is Dwayne Johnson in this? John C. Reilly, we're going to go hard 8. That's a safe place to be, I'm pretty sure. Oh, fucking hell. Dude, I forgot, man. I forgot. Will Ferrell. John Bryan is good. Lady Bird did not win anything. John Bryan doesn't really do the Oscar movies, does he? I Heart Huckabees. I'm going to block that just in case. Dude, this is some of my worst Cine Tunertle of all time. Queer. Welcome to hell. Just escape now. Just escape now. Yeah. Good move. Good move. The Adults. Youth in Revolt. Michael Cera. Michael Cera. Run it. Oh, whatever. Good game. All right. Okay. What happened? Moth? Are you there, Moth? I got disconnected. Sorry. Well, I requested you. Never seen a movie of his, but I bet if I watch Gregoraki in the dark, I can turn the lights back on without getting up. Fair. It says you're offline? There we go. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I need thank the Academy. You need 80s science fiction. Uh-oh. Ewan McGregor, robots. Actually, let's go all the way. Valiant. No! You can't even play Valiant anymore? What is this game turned into? Least chill celeb. Oh, man. So, G-Eazy, Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams. It's going to be World According to Garp. I met G-Eazy in middle school. Was absolutely thrilled to meet him, to meet Gerald himself. Man of the Year, Robin Williams, flubber. Oh, what? Back. Okay, thank God. I asked him, I had like a name for my friend group. I'm not going to get into it, but I asked him to say the name on camera so that I could like have a video of G-Eazy saying the name. And he's like, I don't know if that's like affiliated with any. And I'm like, brother, I'm like 13 years old. Like, it's fine. Can you just, something about Mary. He was just being so weird about it. And I was like, I'm a child, man. Can you just do this for my friends? It wasn't inappropriate by any means either. He seems like a bit of a douchebag now, though. So, Royal Tenenbaums. It's going to be Contagion. I was very, very far from having a mustache at that age. I don't think it was an issue. Drive Away Dolls. Daddy-O, that's Dakota Johnson. Sanctuary. Interesting play on my part. I've just completely forgotten about the win condition. That's why I'm losing right now. G-Eazy was scared. That was a G difficult situation. Wolfman. Christopher Abbott. Poor Things. 4 points on the board. The Tragedy of Macbeth. That's another 3 points on the board. Karsten has very could mess you up vibes. Yeah, everybody in my family, wait, 1 second. Francis McDormand. Man Who Wasn't There. Huge cast. But I'm ultimately going to go Bad Santa. Everyone on my dad's side of the family, we have this thing that my dad has called the Runquist scowl, where our resting face, and I think it's just a very like Scandinavian thing, but like our resting face makes us look like we're fucking pissed off. Tombstone, my guy. I do not scare anybody in my family. But anyway, yeah, I definitely got the Runquist scowl going on. Like, if you see me, just let me just get that out there. If you see me in public and you're like, oh, that guy from YouTube looks like he looks pissed off. He looks like something's making him very angry. It's like, no, that's just how I look when I'm when my mind is blank. I'm naturally very scowly. A Star Is Born. I couldn't get there. I was like, is it he got mail, she got mail? It's you've got mail. He is usually angry? John, what the hell? You're messing with my image right now. Twilight. No, I'm going to start with High Life. Yo, Karsten, thank you for shouting out Wendy and Lucy. I saw it last week and I loved it. Hey, that makes it all worth it. I'm glad you liked it. It's a fantastic movie. Glad you enjoyed it, Timmy. Oh, what about Need for Speed 2014? What do you know about Kid Cudi's filmography? You guys see the Kid Cudi MIA thing? I don't know what she said, but for some reason that's crazy to me. I don't think I've ever seen someone get like so quickly booted off of a tour. Uh-oh. I did not think you'd take it there. Let's go Social Network. 3 stars. 3 points, I mean. Did you ever get into a school fight? Like a minor one in elementary school. And it was like not a big thing at all. I was not a fighter. I said some mean things to some people. I was a little bit of a brat, but I'm not about to get physical with it. I'm a man to man of my word. I don't know. Dakota Johnson, I didn't know she was in this. Daddy-O. Am I okay? Am I okay? Mild End Kicks? Who else is in Am I okay? Not a soul. Oh, Tig Notaro? Army of the Dead? What a poll. What an absolute poll. Were you a McDonald's play place kid? I loved playing in the ball play. Yes, I was a big McDonald's play place kid. Such a blast. Army of Thieves. Dave Bautista. With a block, of course. Most obvious 80s science fiction poll. Karsten, are there any Greg or Rocky movies? Let me start over. Karsten, are there any Greg or Rocky films that you think a 14-year-old can watch? Interesting. Very interesting question. I think that not really. Smiley Face, probably the most. Yes. Another 3 points on the board. Smiley Face the most. That is probably the most kid-friendly. Because, like, it's just weed. It's not, like, weird or anything. And it's very goofy. And I think you would actually get a kick out of it. It's the kind of thing that I would probably watch at 14 at a sleepover. It's honestly the only thing that I think you would, yeah. Lupita Nyong'o, Us. Yeah, I ran through all of the films. I was like, totally fucked up. No. Mysterious Skin, absolutely not. Nowhere, probably not. Doom Generation, definitely not. Kaboom, I don't remember, but probably not. Living End, probably not. But Living End is probably safe. It's been a while. Shirley. Madeline. Whoo. Figure that one out. God damn, I got a lot to do today. Good time. Welcome to In the Cut 2003. It's called Totally Fucked Up, John. Just so you know. Meg Ryan, got mail. Actually, When Harry Met Sally. No Oscars for When Harry Met Sally. Interesting. Also, Block. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. 2 points on the board. Karsten, has YouTube helped you with public speaking? I think it has, to be honest. It's a different thing, of course, but the 1 second. Mark Hamill is in some goofy shit. Sasquatch Sunset? No, I thought he was in that. I couldn't get there fast enough. Jesus Christ. Oh, hi. Yes, it has helped with public speaking, weirdly enough. And not that I do that much public speaking, but, and I don't even know if this really counts. What the fuck? Ratatouille, the TikTok musical? Of course it worked. I just had a hunch that it would work. I've done like 2 things where I've had to speak in front of crowds, and it helps that like I knew that people who watched me were there, and it was our Hero Balthazar Q&A I hosted like 2 weeks ago. But there's also the I did the Suck Off Live thing a couple years ago, and both of those I was very nervous going into them about like going up on like a stage and speaking to people. But it was like as soon as I was up there, I just naturally got into the way I'm speaking like right now to stream, and it was fine. It was literally fine. I'm like, just talk. Especially because like when you're on stage and the lights on you, it's like you can't even really see the crowd. So I'm like, let me just literally act like I'm talking to stream. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Cat in the Hat, perhaps. Suck Off Live. Okay, some of you aren't familiar with this. I can't just say that. It was literally, my podcast was called Suck Off. It was a Succession podcast. It was a play on words with the phrase from the show Fuck Off. It was called Suck Off. And we did a live show. Suck Off Live. And it went really well. Michael. Quite the pull here. Only 2 Oscars. I thought that swept. Poor choice of names. It was actually like one of the most brilliant names anyone's ever come up with for a Succession themed podcast. It was actually brilliant. Coleman Domingo, Third Strike. Welcome to Sing Sing. My podcast about social network movies. Suck Off. For a live show, yeah. Hey, man, we sold it out. That's all that matters. But to answer your question, yeah. I took a public speaking class in college. So I learned a little bit about it. And that was a hard class, man. Public speaking, like, when you get into, like, to actually do it well, like, I got through it, is what I'm going to say. I got through it. But I don't think I think there's a lot more to public speaking that I am not good at, probably. It's hard. Encounter. Kinds of kindness. Oh, didn't expect that. Mandy. Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, yeah, did you watch the Resident Evil trailer? Thoughts? Yes, I did. Looks great. Looks fantastic. I'm excited. I also saw the interview, I think it was with Sean Fennessy and Zach Kreger, where he was talking about it as like different from his other films in that it's like very straight line plot wise. It's about character going from point A to point B is how he described it. And he's like, it's very straightforward in the way a lot of 80s movies were. And that makes me super excited. I think it's going to be a really fun movie. Worst person in the world. Here we go. We're going for a run. They compared it to Mad Max. Yeah, I've heard a lot of Mad Max comparisons, which makes me excited. Because you should do an Altman ranked video. I would absolutely love to. Where are we at? Where are we at? How are we doing? You did it! Oh my god, you're insane, man. This is insane. This is some Cine 2 Nerdle gameplay. I can't believe I'm watching. You're familiar with the Norwegian trenches. But not familiar enough, I guess. Okay. What do you know about Chained for Life? Oh man. Oh, Under the Skin, okay. Man, I've taken you down all the paths I usually go to. I'll do the Joachim Trier thing. I'll do the Willem Dafoe thing, and you managed to avoid all of them. I already did Sexy Beast. That's 2 points on the board. We're on round 84. This is one of the longest rounds I've ever played. Oh man, now we're about to have some. Okay, this actually might fuck me. No. Be smart. Be smart. That was a close call. I know, it's almost 4:30, bro. Oh my god. We'll do like a few quick call-ins. I guess it's appropriate that we're doing this. Panicked. You're not even using your win condition at all, man. This is like no 80s science fiction to be found. Big Daddy. Hubie Halloween. "28 Years Later, The Bone Temple." GG's. I ended it. I ended it, motherfucker. Good game. Jesus Christ, that was insane. That was so crazy. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. That was insane. 94 rounds. Always remember the English patient. Okay. All right, let's do Also, no one clocked my t-shirt that I'm wearing. It's Young Lean smoking a blunt. The rest of Drain Gang. It's one of my favorite shirts. Let's do the call-ins real quick. If you didn't know, I'll leave it up here. I don't think we need any new ones today. But every week we do a thing called the call-ins, where you guys can call this number on screen, leave me a voicemail with a what you're looking for in a movie recommendation. I'll give you something. Let's run this one.
Hello, Karsten. I'm Abigail.
Nice
I'm
to
a
meet you.
lesbian. My top 4 are
Okay.
The Truman Show, The Graduate, Boy and the Heron, and Amy and Jaguar, which is a German film. It's really good. You should watch. Also, I'm a sound designer. So bonus
Heyo.
points if you can find. It's not a priority, but bonus points if you can find something with like good sound design that I'll enjoy.
Good
Okay,
sound
thank you.
design.
Bye-bye.
Good sound design that you'll enjoy. Your favorites are The Truman Show, The Graduate, Boy and the Heron, and something in the Jaguar? That's what the transcription says. Shout out lesbians indeed, yes. And you're looking for something in line with those films, but that also uses sound design. You know, obviously, when it comes to sound design, I'm going to recommend something like Memoria. I don't even know if it's available to watch anywhere. But Memoria is like, it's literally about sound. It's really great. I highly recommend checking it out. I'm assuming you've seen Tar, but Tar has a lot of really cool sound design and is in line with what you're looking for. Amy and Jaguar. Okay, there we go. But other sound. Memoria was like the big one. Sound of Metal, that's not a very interesting answer for that. Gosh, I should have this on deck. I'm like blanking for some reason though. Movies with great sound. I mean, Climax, but I don't know if I can like really recommend you Climax. Undertone, of course, but that's not a good movie. I'm not going to recommend Undertone. Oh, man. Wait. Okay, there's a new... no, I'm not going to recommend that either. This is tough. I want it to be something good. Oh, you know what? Hit or miss. Okay, someone actually beat me to it. I was like, someone's got to beat me to it. I was going to say The Conversation. I think The Conversation over Blowout would go over well for you. I think you would be more into The Conversation. Blowout is a bit more hit or miss from my experience with people. But, yeah, check it out. One of my favorite movies, indeed. I think you'll like it. And it kind of has a similar vibe to something like The Graduate, Truman Show. Maybe not Boy and the Heron, but give it a watch. Let's run this one.
Hello, Karst.
Hello.
My top 4 favorite movies are Shutter Island, Titanic, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Inland Empire. Cleo from 5 to 7 recently just left the top 4. And
she's out.
I'm looking for basically anything.
Basically anything. Okay. So we have Inland Empire, which is kind of it kind of stands out. Kind of sticks out like a sore thumb here. But we have Shutter Island, Titanic, a lot of comparisons, a lot of parallels. You know what I'm trying to say. And then Scott Pilgrim, which I don't really know what to do with that. That kind of sticks out as well. But I'm going to recommend, from what we have here, this might be insane. This might be a miss, but it feels like the kind of classic, and a reliable classic, that you might get on board with. I know a lot of people who despise this movie, but there's a lot of people that love it, and it's going to be The Piano by Jane Campion. I don't know why my mind went there. I think there's like a little bit of you from like Inland Empire that's like looking for something a bit on the darker side, but like something with a very gripping plot, something that's that makes you go a little crazy. Give The Piano a shot. Why the hell not? I think it's an interesting one for you to watch. I think you would have some strong feelings about it. The Piano by Jane Campion. Why the hell not? Okay. Last one.
Hey, Karsten.
Karsten.
Home sick today.
Oh.
So
Man.
I watched a couple of movies, and I watched Smiley Face and The Banshees of Inisherin, which I think
movies.
are on polar opposites of the cinematic scale, but I'm looking for something like Banshees of Inisherin, something quiet that shows the simplicity of life, something about relationships, very simplistic but also complex in theme, but something quiet and pleasant, a little charming. Just a quaint movie that is very moving. Looking for something like that. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. I'm assuming you've seen Perfect Days, but like that's obviously the first thing that comes to mind, and chat definitely beat me to it. Definitely Perfect Days if you haven't seen it. It's a nice sick movie too. If you have seen Perfect Days but you want something similar, I'm going to throw you over to another Wim Wenders movie, Wings of Desire. It feels grand in concept, but is still kind of like about the simplicity of everyday life and the joys of it. I'm also going to recommend Patterson. Someone also beat me to Patterson, and I hate to do another Kelly Reichardt because I always recommend Kelly Reichardt, but Certain Women is the one that feels very quaint and simple from her. I'm also going to recommend... this is a lot of recs. My Neighbors, the Yamadas, the Isao Takahata movie. It is a underrated Ghibli gem. Many people have something against it for some reason, but I think it's very sweet, and it's a very similar kind of cozy, simple, but moving vibe with strong themes and a beautiful art style. My Neighbors, the Yamadas. Just check it out. Guys, okay, I'm going to call it. If I didn't make it to your call, I saw a couple new ones came in since I started. Next time we do this, I will get around to it, so make sure to tune in May 26th. Let's check in on the poll. Who is the winner? Who walked away with the win? We got to see. What are we going to be watching by May 26th? It is going to be Terminator 2. We're watching Terminator 2. If you haven't seen the first Terminator, we have a lot of time until this next one, so get on it. You have time to catch up. I will certainly be rewatching the first one as well. So, Terminator 2, our next film. It's going to be a fun one. Guys, thank you for tuning in to this very long stream. We almost went a full extra hour unintentionally. And T2, yes. But it was fun. This was a fun one. I will not see you until May 26th, as I said many times. In the meantime, though, I will have several new videos out on the channel coming soon. One about movies to watch in film school. One about a topic that I'm going to let you guys guess. And then some other stuff, certainly. Yeah, some other stuff. I'll also probably cut down the 2026 releases tier list from last week. Make sure it's on the second channel if you wanted to revisit that. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to the members. If you want to get access to some exclusive content to tie you over, consider becoming a member. It's a great way to support the channel. Seriously. We have a lot of fun over there. But guys, thanks for tuning in. I think that's going to do. I love you.